Nice, dude. Hell yeah, bro.
The green weenie.
Hell yeah,
bro, those
dude.
are straight.
No, we dress it up like we're playing hide and go seek at work, but we call it man track.
Yeah.
Right? Like
Jockeying.
can't call it hide and go seek with guns. It's man track.
Fair point.
There was
It sounds cooler though.
the only advice I gave him was I was like, dude, don't pee in your ghillie suit. It's not real. Like, it's just, but he became a SEAL. And he's like, I'll never forget that combo. He's like, dude, you told me not to pee in your ghillie suit. Like, I remember that conversation specifically, and I was one of the only guys that didn't pee in my ghillie. And I was like, hell yeah, bro.
Passing some knowledge. Welcome back to the Stay Zero podcast. I have a special episode today. We are celebrating the Marine Corps birthday. And in order to ring that in, I brought in some Marines. I've got Mike and Justin and Luke. Thank you guys for coming in. They've all already been on the show. So if you haven't heard their episodes, please go check them out. But awesome. Thanks guys for coming in.
Yeah, thanks for having us, man.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, man.
Excited to be here, man.
Do y'all all know each other? Is everybody?
We do.
Yeah.
I figured you did. Everybody's in the
Unfortunately,
cyber community, right?
Yeah, it's crazy. We're all snipers. That's kind of weird too. That
Yeah.
So,
just like all the
happens
snipers
that way.
Small community.
That no longer exists, right?
Justin
Oh, yeah.
was just at my house telling gay jokes about, 3 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I-
nice.
I
Did you have
was,
some new material? Just
It was
typical gay stuff.
Well, it was the stuff going on at the party.
Oh, nice.
That's where he got the new material.
yeah. What's interesting, dude, I went to, I hate even saying this stuff. Like, I feel like anytime you do an act of kindness or whatever,
Mhm.
talking about it defeats the purpose, right? But
Absolutely, yeah.
But here we are. I'm about to. When I was at the I was at the floods, I was helping out. I met a lot of other Marines, right? And which is kind of cool. Like a guy I served with that got hit in Iraq and stuff. But then I ran into one of your boys.
Yeah.
Right. And he was just like, oh, like he just what branch? Oh, Marine. And he's like, snipers are gay. And then he asked if I knew you, and then he just busts out his phone and shows me all these naked pictures of you. And I was like, oh, right on.
Yeah.
But
passed.
But that's happened a lot where people know this dude. Right?
Yeah, Mike's pretty well known in the community.
Well, it's because of my pictures.
Mostly those in Heather Brook, the way those intertwined.
Yes.
I miss her.
Well, you taught at the schoolhouse
I
in
did.
Hawaii, and so I think that
And Quantico.
and pre-sniper
and Quantico.
Mm.
and
Oh, wow.
pre-sniper in Pendleton.
Yeah, I ran a couple.
That's where I
of
met you first
helped
time.
out. Yeah.
I worked at a pre-sniper. It was fun. Hazing pigs.
I got pre-sniper because I went with my platoon. I was already a hog. I just went to like help out, and that's where I originally met you.
Yeah.
I think that was 2007, maybe. And I wasn't even a student. I got poison oak, like the worst I've ever had poison oak. It got in my bloodstream, and I woke up at like 3 a.m. My entire body was just puffy red, bro.
Damn.
It was crazy. I went to the Pendleton hospital, and they injected me with a bunch of steroids, and I was good. Like,
Yeah,
You
the
know,
prednisone's
you know,
amazing.
yeah, I wish they would have given that every other time I had it, because I
Oh,
got it pretty bad in sniper school. But
I knew that game, man. If I see it through binos, I get it.
I almost got,
Like
I
it's
almost-
in my eyes. I'm like, oh no.
I almost got dropped because it got on my face and almost in my eyes. But yeah,
I
But-
fucked up during sniper school when we did man tracking, and we, like one group goes and hides, and the next group tries to find
Yeah.
them, and we kind of enter flip flop. I laid down in a bunch of shit and didn't realize it, and the moment I did it, I knew it. I was like, my nuts itch, and I went internal instead of external to scratch, and I was like, this was a bad idea. And for like the next week, just
Dude,
my
it's
junk
brutal, man.
covered.
I love how we dress it up. Like we're playing hide and go seek at work, but we call it man track.
yeah.
Right? Like
Jockeying.
can't call it hide and go seek with guns. It's man track.
Fair point.
There was
it sounds cooler that way.
There's a dude that got drippy dick from the pig pond. You know, they make you break in your ghillie suit in that disgusting water
Yeah.
or whatever. But in my mind, I'm like, you did not. He's like, I peed when
That's
I was.
just what you told his wife.
That's
right?
what I mean. Well, he was like,
Bro, there was some weird shit
Yeah.
in the pig pond.
but he was like, I peed while I was in there. A, B, another thing that I learned, and this is disgusting. This probably it is what it is. At least in my platoon, it wasn't in sniper school, but my platoon, I remember when we were in the pig pond breaking it in. I remember some of our hogs. There's like this little bridge. I don't know if you remember that, or there's probably different break-in sites.
Yeah.
But they all just started peeing in the water that we're swimming in. And I remember at the time being like, it's kind of gross. And then we got out and
Sterile.
they said, if you don't pee in your ghillie suit, like you're not a pig or you're not a sniper. So whatever, for some stupid reason, I peed in it and it smelled for like months. It smells like piss, like urine, right? And so I remember there was this dude that I met on ship that wanted to be a Navy SEAL. And he's like, yeah, man, like any advice? Like they sent us to sniper school. And the only advice I gave him was I was like, dude, don't pee in your ghillie suit. It's not real. Like, it's just, and so whatever, I saw him, I ended up seeing him years and years later. He ended up becoming a SEAL. He went to Buds twice, but he became a SEAL. And he's like, I'll never forget that convo. He's like, dude, you told me not to pee in your ghillie suit. All these dudes, they say that you do it so it masks the smell of human and all this. He's like, I remember that conversation specifically, and I was one of the only guys that didn't pee in my ghillie. And I was like, hell yeah, bro.
Passing
So,
some knowledge.
pretty much a SEAL now, dude, is what I'm saying.
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
You gonna write a book?
Yeah.
You gotta get rid of
Hey,
it.
they're bad. Dude, some of those guys are badass, dude. I know we all give them shit, but from working with
No
them.
one said they weren't, bro. You don't
Yeah.
have to fucking.
All right.
They
stroke
can be.
them
They
off.
got
No.
problems too, though,
No.
for sure.
They what?
They got their problems too.
Yeah.
Worked with
Not
many a
us.
SEAL. They're fine, but they all have books.
They do all have books. I mean, we're on a fucking podcast, you know.
Fair point.
So we're
Fair
fucking
point.
That's just because
Scott
we can't
Snyder's
write.
shit.
You know?
We
If
just
we could
talk
write,
shit.
we would write books.
I mean, we did all write a fucking
toot.
a
toot.
mission, a patrol order. So
I wrote two of them back
that's
to
probably
back.
the last time I wrote.
I used to
Hey.
weigh those things on a scale. I never read them.
Obviously, bro.
Put them on the
It's all
scale.
chicken scratch,
Oh.
half asleep,
Bro.
Under a
fucking-
pound, that's a 70, right? Like,
Did you all know?
you skipped your SOP phase, man.
Dude.
I'm not even looking.
I
at this
know
shit.
that's not all there.
And then
That's
and
pretty
then
good.
yeah, you just look. You read actions not on the objective area, and then you weigh the thing. That's it. I don't care what anybody. I'm kidding.
There's the secrets
Yeah.
to the schoolhouse right
There it is,
Bro.
baby. That's not a bad idea. Honestly.
Did you know Slasky? Any of you know Slasky?
Yeah, I know Dave well.
Slavsky?
we went to
man.
we went to advanced and I read.
He was an
Nice.
instructor.
Okay.
He was one of my
So-
instructors.
Dude, so I don't know if he did the same thing with you, but the common thing was he would fail one of his two students every course, right? At the very end on the last day. I was
Oh.
that kid. Anyway, I should have just done better. I ended up going back and I passed, whatever. But I wrote my patrol order and we had Hell Week right after, right? So for some reason, one of the little boxes that you have to write in the middle, I used the old one from like, they make you write like a sample one. And I don't know if I was just confused because like you're not sleeping. You write like 70 something pages. So he found it and he starts just trying to chew my ass. And then he finds like some grids that were underlined because I was like, I'm going to go back and like write down the grids. I was just writing. And so he's like, what is this? Typical, I'm going to haze you, keep going. And then this one idiot, his name was Knight. If I ever see him again, I will sock him in the face. But
Knight?
yeah, his name was Knight. He's a funny kid.
What
But
was his first name?
I don't remember. I think it was 5th Marines. But he was like, so Slasky's like, why did you underline all this? Thanks for letting me know what I have to mark you down for. And then this idiot Knight goes, maybe because I did fly my girlfriend in for some stupid reason because we're going to break up. And I was like 20, right?
Oh yeah, you
Those
loved
are
her,
fun
though.
to do in
so
person.
Stupid, so stupid.
You were in
dude.
love, bro.
So no, fuck no. But
you thought you were.
essentially, this idiot goes, maybe you shouldn't have flown your girlfriend in
Oh
this
my
weekend."
god, I would have
Oh,
fucked that kid
fuck.
up.
So the instructor,
That's a
Slasky,
sock and soap.
oh yeah, dude. And so Slasky's like, wait, you did fucking what? And I was like, I'm busted. So I was like, I flew my girlfriend in because we had a 96. We had a 96 to write a patrol order. So I balanced, hooking up and,
You tried.
I tried. And I honestly would have gotten away with it, but this idiot
Yeah.
told on me. So now we have Hell Week, which is, so whatever. He's like, well, guess what you're fucking doing this week in Governale? And I was like, writing another patrol
Oh,
order. He's like,
fuck.
writing another patrol order, and I'm going to check it. So I fucking do my patrol order over 96, right? He fails me on it. Then I do Hell Week, no food or sleep all week. And then I have 2 days to write another patrol order, and I fucking pull it off. It was me and this one dude that failed, and I pulled it off, and I got done. But the problem is they don't care about, haircuts in sniper school. But for some reason in the morning, I was like, I didn't get a haircut. Who has clippers? And everyone's just shaving after a normal weekend, like for the morning. And I'm like, I don't have clippers. And they're like, what the fuck are you talking? Nobody cares. We're in sniper school. And I was so out of it because I had just done patrol order, Hell Week, another 2 days of just eating no-dos. And I grabbed the clippers and I was like, and I just gave myself a haircut because I was so delirious. So I had a high and a medium. And now we had field week right after, or mission week. And so I showed up to the chow hall in like the 2 minutes that they allowed us to like be, in garrison for the the day before we head to the field. I run into the battalion sergeant major. He's like, come here, Marine.
Was
Who
it
are you
Daywalker?
with? What's going on with your hair? And I was like, I try to cut it, sergeant major, whatever. And then he's like, who are you with? I'm like, sniper school. So sure as shit,
Oh, God.
I get back. I'm all
1,000
and all the-
burpees, bro.
yeah, all the
1,008 counts.
instructors are like, come here, Governale. And they all just start laughing at me. They're like, what the fuck are you doing? And I was like, hey, I didn't get a haircut. And they're like, you fucking idiot. And they're just like crying of laughter. They haze me and then they give me more clippers and they're like, shave your fucking head, you dumbass. So I was like, yeah, like, and then I ended up failing on the last day.
Oh, God.
But
Oh, man.
then I
So
went
you're
back.
bald and you failed.
Yeah. But then I went back.
And you wrote 2 patrol orders.
And I wrote 2 patrol orders. But the
That was
second
probably
time,
the worst part for me is that patrol order.
I smoked it the second
that
time.
sucked.
Dude. But-
My eyes were so fucked up after that weekend from just staring like this. I couldn't read the street signs to drive back
Yeah.
to base. Like me and Nygaard left at like 4 a.m. to get back at 5 so we could start the day and couldn't see. Like I'd never had that happen before. My eyes just wouldn't fucking adjust. It was wild.
Do you remember?
Wait, was that at West Coast?
Yeah.
You went both times there?
Bro, I went to the last ever 8541 course.
What was that? Which
2006.
okay.
And I went to the last fucking 8541 course, Hell Week, Chain of Pain, all that bullshit. Made it till the last day, failed. I go back to my platoon, everyone's congratulating me, and I'm like, I didn't make it. They're like, you're full of shit. The last day was, and I'm
Right.
like, I'm sorry. And they're like, you fucking, so now they had scheduled me for mountain sniper course.
That was
and-
the most
Well, that was hard too, but they were like, hey, we arranged it. You can still go to the course. You are a pig. We thought you were going to be a hog. However, we're going to treat you like a fucking pig the whole time you're there. So I had to already get hazed by hiking and I'm getting treated like shit, but I'm leading all the pigs because I was like the senior pig now. And so I do fucking scout sniper school, fail the last day. I have a weekend off. I go to mountain sniper course, right? I get treated like a pig. I have 1 weekend off and then I go back to fucking basic course and then I smash it. But dude, I was like so fucking shredded in shape, dude, you know?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah, that's when pain wasn't a thing, dude. You could just go through whatever.
What'd you weigh at the end? I think I was 145 in sniper school. Like I was 28-inch weight, fucking emaciated.
I was probably 160, 155.
Yeah.
I was a little guy.
I'm still
It was
like,
brutal.
I'm probably like 170 right now. And
Yeah.
I think I entered the Marine Corps at like 159. I left. I did blow up to 178. I was Meatloaf for a while. That was my call sign. Not a cool name.
Diet recruit, bro.
Not the one you
No, they would
want.
call me Meatloaf because I fucking showed up in the birthing area and I had my shirt off because it was man overboard drill and I'm all sweaty. Like, they're like, where were you, Governale? And someone started laughing and they go, what are you laughing at? Eliason. He's like, fucking Meatloaf. And everyone's like, and that was my call. Everyone had these badass names like
Reaper.
Johnny the Killer Winnick, or like everyone just had these fucking cool call signs and I was just Meatloaf, dude. But
Meat shredder, baby.
yeah, but I was 178 and then I got out at 162 and now I'm 170 fucking 15 years later.
Yeah, now I feel all those rucks though now.
Yeah, fucking I'm in pain 24/7.
Everything hurts, bro. And then nothing heals fast.
Yeah.
True.
And it hurts.
Yeah.
I didn't mention it.
Let's check out the swag bags. I got you guys some bags
Yeah,
and
dude.
stuff.
Saw that, dude.
Yeah.
Is this like Christmas morning? We
Yeah,
gotta
yeah.
open
Happy,
them up
happy
on here?
birthday. Justin, you got yours.
So wait,
right
what
over there.
birthday? Was it 250?
I think so, yeah.
It's 250.
Yeah.
250?
Yeah.
250.
Oh, nice.
Justin-
Are these mine too, bro? Hell yeah. bro.
Sure, you can have those too. They're pretty
Oh,
scratched
yeah.
up.
Oh.
This is a dope bag,
You
bro.
didn't send me your list,
This.
Justin, so I had to reach out to your old team and find out some of your preferences. But
Really, actually?
yeah.
Man, I actually screenshotted about. I'm so fucking busy right now. I screenshotted and I just never
My style.
It's okay.
sent them.
It's okay.
I like it. Kill commies for mommy.
Yeah.
Hell yeah,
Mommy.
bro.
Open it up.
Nice, dude. Hell yeah, bro.
The green
Hell
weenie.
yeah,
Bro, those are
dude.
straight.
That's what happens. you
98,
ask
dude.
your
Bro,
buddies.
I am wearing these probably to the airport tomorrow.
All right, Justin. Your real bag is right here. I'll trade you.
Oh, I was like, there's nothing else. There's
It's
nothing
just
else in
trash.
here, dude.
All you get is the green motherfucking weenie, dude.
Oh.
I reached out to some of your team. That's funny. Nah,
Hell
dude.
yeah.
I know you didn't reach out to my team because they would have been like, that's too small, bro.
Bro, this is perfect.
I need the only one that would use it, so.
Oh, I'll find a
yeah,
purpose.
this is sick, man.
He's the good use from.
Oh, yeah. Good.
I got a date
You got something you like.
up in Pittsburgh in 2 weeks. I'll wear the jacket because I'll probably be freezing.
Where's
Yeah,
this
no
gonna
doubt.
live? The content?
It's on Spotify or.
Is
What
it
do you
on
mean?
YouTube?
Yeah, yeah. I
Just
think-
because this will get you flagged.
Will it?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I've done stuff where like, dude, I've just been flagged so many times on Instagram and Facebook and all that. So what I'm saying is if you move it for the remainder of the episode, it will.
You want to just put it back in your bag?
Hold on. Dude.
Put it in your chair.
Eastered it, dude. Yeah, dude, those are sick, man.
Good.
Appreciate that.
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna put that stuff. I'm about to actually doing a run and gun at the YO here coming up. So
Oh, nice. I
first
was just
one-
talking to Mike about them.
first time to break the rust off in a little bit. So 7
Do you
mile.
want to hand out those magazines?
Large? Hell yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, they're
Nick
right
already
here.
snagged
Yeah.
one.
I already, trust me.
Got one?
Oh yeah, I mean when
You
it's
got,
free,
you got Jason.
Hell yeah.
Or no, yeah, you got Jason.
I'll take
Mikey.
Mike. Yeah. I'll take.
There's Hellraiser and Freddy fucking fingers right there left.
Nice.
Maybe Justin, you can have both of those, bro.
What's that?
You need a couple mags.
Yeah, honestly.
dude, that shirt's very you.
The cherries.
The button-up one.
The cherries.
Cherries.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
I've seen Justin tie some knots with some cherry stems.
You know what I was surprised by were the whoopee pants. Like when I
What
saw
were you
those
mean?
come out, I was like, I don't know if I like that idea or not.
Like in the Marine Corps.
No, the ones that ZF
No.
makes.
Oh,
They
didn't
make
know-
like a
I didn't even
whoopee
see 'em.
pant and it unzips from the ankle all the
Oh,
way
these are
up.
Sick, dude.
And so I got a pair and I fucking wear them every day.
Sick.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
my wife's going through menopause or perimenopause or something. I don't know. So our house is like 63 every night.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing, but it's cold as fuck. So
That's like
the energy
I mean, do you
bill,
remember
bro.
when-
Fucking
well,
$600 energy
when we
bill.
were in, you had the happy suit, man.
Yeah, I remember the
Yeah.
happy suit. That
Yeah,
that
yeah.
was not. That was nice.
I will tell you,
sleep in
Sick,
those.
dude.
I have 2 of those at my house that I don't know where they came from, but
what was the happy suit?
It was a
oh,
big
dude,
tan.
it's like a
down
walking
suit.
sleeping bag,
Yeah,
bro.
It is a
Oh,
walking.
Like you
suit.
got the pants, you got the jacket.
The only time I ever saw those, bro, was at Mountain Sniper, and then I never saw them again. We got them in Mountain Sniper, and then never saw them again. I never saw them in Afghanistan. Never saw them.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Somebody left them at my house, so they're mine now.
Those were
Oh,
nice. I remember everybody was trying to get those.
Yeah, I
They
mean,
came out, the happy suits and the little booties you put on your feet. I don't know why
Yeah.
we call them booties, but we call them booties, dude.
I like booties.
Booties.
yeah. I mean, you could literally just
Yeah, if it was negative 20 at night, those would keep you
Chill
warm.
in that
dude.
thing,
You could
man.
dig a hole in
Yeah.
the snow and sleep in it for
Wow.
sure.
it was like a moving cold weather sleeping bag.
It really was.
It's amazing,
Fuck yeah.
which you didn't want to
Happy
move
suit.
in.
I
'cause you-
completely forgot about happy suit until
Yeah,
you fucking
dude.
said that.
That's funny. What was your take on if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying?
Oh, it's real.
Right? But if you get caught, you're fucked. So like what's the
So here's the thing: is it really cheating?
If
Right?
you don't get
Like,
caught.
If you're using your mind, bro.
What's the standard?
So what I don't like about that phrase is like warfare isn't fair.
yeah, it's not fair. at
And
all.
anyone who fights warfare or goes and conducts combat with a fair mindset is, I think, in my eyes, in my opinion, he's doomed to fail. I don't look at it as cheating. I look at it as thinking, right? Like we got that whole think outside the box. Like the fact that there's even a box is just gross, right? Just
Yeah.
I think we should just call it thinking.
Yeah.
But if you don't put it in black and white that I can't do it, I'm gonna fucking do it. And whether it's sniper school, which we all know, there's a lot of things that are black and white, but there's a lot that aren't. And
Yeah.
so it's subjective whether you're cheating or not. And typically it has to do with an instructor's ego, right? If you've outsmarted him, it's cheating.
Yeah.
Unless he's got, appreciation of the craft, and he's gonna be like, yo, man, you got me, man. Like, good on you. You figured it out.
Did you ever have anybody do something like that?
Yeah, so we used to run the Pig Olympics. So like after you finished the final exercise, you had like your admin week, where you take your final exam and all that shit, and then you do graduation on like a Wednesday. Well, that Monday we would do this like partner drag, like 10-mile ruck movement, O course, 500-meter swim, all that. And
Monday at sniper school, bro.
yeah, well, yeah, typical day, but we just put it all together, right? And there was a station where you had to like get your partner in two water jugs, like 200 meters, right? We never said you couldn't dump the water.
Oh, wow.
And I watched this kid unscrew the water jugs and dump them. And the sergeants start kind of freaking out. I'm like, no, man,
Let him.
that's fucking brilliant. Like I stood there in awe of this shitty little second of war Lance Corporal and was just like, you beat me, man. You beat me at my own game. Like if I could have made him honor grad, I would have done it right then.
Yeah, that's one of those
But I think
ones
he
that-
like remediated everything. He's one of those kids, but just, he spent more time trying to figure out how to beat the system than just
Oh yeah.
comply and do it.
Yeah.
But like I
What
just
kind of American you want, right?
I
there,
just
bro.
kind of watched him in wonder, man. Like I never would have thought of that. Like You know, because usually you just, pick it
Whatever I have
up,
to
carry
do.
the heavy shit.
I think there's
move it.
merits too to cheat. If you're not cheating, you're not trying. I mean, you can flat out do something that's cheating and just like I don't know. I don't have any examples.
But we know you're cheating. Everybody knows you're cheating. Like,
correct.
when
But
you
there's
have
levels of what you're gonna like.
when
the
you
cheating.
move
Right.
60 plus clicks Monday through Friday with one MRE,
There's
and you're not allowed to go on the road. Like, come on, man. Like, I mean, one of my instructors.
I went on a few roads, bro.
One of my instructors, he
I've been to
became
a few rules myself.
he became a gunner too, and he brought it up at the gunner symposium this year. We have a little dinner, and he was
If you're not cheating, you're not trying.
well, he was like, I know it was you on the roads, and so I had figured out that when you met the instructors for your next mission brief, that the team coming in was coming from where you were going, and they were going where you came from. So we're all like in a little, our bullshit 360. They make you stay in. And I was like, look, when they leave, everybody just go on the tree line. We're all gonna sleep tonight. And they were like, what? Right? Because it's like Wednesday of, the facts. And they leave, and I'm like, look, bro, give us your field sketch. I'm gonna give you mine. We'll change it a little bit, right? Like, I mean, you know the game. And then we're going to go to fucking sleep. 3 off, 1 on for like 4 hours. And then we're going to wait till 2 in the morning and walk our asses on the roads to our next objectives. Well, about 2:30 in the morning, we're like walking. Everybody's chilling. Ate some pound cakes we found in some fighting holes that the 11s
Poppy
left.
seed cake.
Yeah, baby. And we're walking, and all of a sudden it's like headlights. And we just start running, man. And it's like Camp Lejeune, catch me, fuck me, thorns, vines, everything.
You're rolling down the mountain at that
dude,
point, bro.
We're
Fuck
rolling,
it.
man. We're selling out.
Just get
And
as far
all
as
I can hear is at the time Sergeant LaRose. I know it's you, Skinta. I know it's you. And I'm just laughing my ass off, running my little pig ass through the woods, man. It's like they know you got to cheat, man. I mean, but that's combat, right? Like
100%.
even commanders, when they go, hey, you get inserted at this time, you need to move to here. And that dude's never carried 130, 140 pound ruck. He'll tell you he did at IOC, and that's cool. I love those stories. But like, thank you for telling me about your 60 days of pain. Like, I got to do this shit forever.
Yeah.
Right? You come and do your 18 months as a platoon commander. I got to carry that ruck for 10 years, probably at least. They just don't get it. So,
Yeah.
I mean, even in combat, yeah, man, you're and really cutting corners is the safest way because the enemy doesn't think you'll do it.
Exactly right.
Yeah, the Geneva Convention, dude. Fuck that shit.
Oh, no, I
It
didn't-
creates
I did
our-
not,
our-
on the record, I did not say fuck the Geneva Convention.
It does create
take
our
that
biggest
one.
Achilles heel because the enemy knows the rules too, and they know every time they change every time the ROEs change. Like, what can we do now? Can we still throw rocks at them? Can we throw no Molotov cocktails? Okay, we won't do that anymore. I remember in a route boat, we finally got the green light because these kids were stoning the shit out of us, and they wouldn't let us do anything back until they threw Molotov cocktails at the Humvees, and they're like, all right. Now we're going hot.
That was the trigger?
That was the trigger. They're finally like, all right,
Need a
now
Molotov
we
thrown? That
can't do
seems a
that.
little...
And then they never threw them again. They're like, okay, we won't do that. We'll
It
just
only
step
takes
it
one.
right back. Yeah.
Only takes one.
Yeah. My take on it was, like you said, like we're all bending the rules, but if you get caught, be prepared for the consequence.
To suffer the consequences.
Because in combat, you're going to get killed.
Well,
Correct,
yeah,
right?
the consequence of getting caught is death, right?
Right.
Compromise
Basically,
isn't failure, it's death.
Right.
They used to say in sniper school when someone failed something, the instructor would go, did you treat or did you cheat? And they'd be like, no. And they go, then you didn't try. And then they'd say, you're not cheating, you're not trying. However, if you get caught cheating in sniper school, you're never allowed back.
Right.
Why? Because what happens when you get caught in
Integrity.
real life?
Yeah.
You die.
Fucking
And it's
dead.
like, I've never forgot that shit. So,
Mhm.
I mean, obviously in the civilian world, you gotta, like, dude, everybody, like, speed. Are you, like, you know what I mean? You see a speeding sign, there's no cars on the road. You're like, no, I better obey. You're like, dude, use your, like you said, think. Like, fucking use your brain, dude. There's no cars on the road. 130.
Fucking go.
Run.
Your car goes 130.
No, definitely not. I
was
drive a
like,
Honda CRV,
I've
but it's
seen-
a sport.
I
It's
was
a
like-
sport. It has a sunroof and
I
it's
was
a
going to
hybrid.
say, I
bro.
know it's a
Okay.
sport, but I just don't see that thing going 130.
I'm a dad now, dude. Okay.
Hell yeah.
He just needed it to have the step side so he could get in.
Yeah.
I think when he opens the door, he's got the lights that say Justin.
Dude, I used to
It's
drive.
the name of his dick,
I-
Justin.
Yeah, it's down there. Anyway,
Banned.
dude, I used to have a huge truck in the Marines because all your Marine idiot buddies are getting huge trucks, and I got a huge fucking
On
lift.
18% fucking credit.
It was
Yep.
so dumb. Of
Only
a
way to
decision,
do it.
dude. Like gas at the time in 2008 was like $5 a gallon.
Yeah, I
like
remember
literally
that shit
in California.
Cali.
And so I couldn't even afford to go anywhere.
I
But
had a motorcycle and couldn't afford to go anywhere,
it was
bro.
terrible, dude. It's terrible. But
That's because we also made $400 a paycheck.
yeah, I made $800. I think every
If the government
paycheck.
wasn't shut down.
and
Right.
and I pulled up to an HEB when I got out of the Marine Corps. I put an 16-inch, 18-inch Mickey Thompson tires. Right, I put a 6.5 inch lifts, huge truck.
How did you get in?
I fucking would hop in.
Hell
So what's
yeah.
funny is I'm only 5'5", and my breaking point, my moment was that I opened the door at an HEB, right, or grocery store. I opened the door and I literally jumped out of my fucking truck and landed. And I remember some random stranger looking at me, chuckling and turning around, and he kept walking. And the first part of me at 22 years old just got out of the Marines, was like, you want like, fuck this guy, what is he? And then I had another moment that was like, nah, he's right. He's right. I fucking sold my truck right then and there, just like, was like, I'm going to sell my truck.
Yeah.
So
Too big.
funny.
Too
I
big.
mean, yeah. I mean, dude, and I'm fucking, it's your typical like, oh, you're probably a short dude, fucking tiny dick, huge truck. And I was like, so
He's
now I say,
compensated.
Well,
Well,
the stereotype.
It's that or the Hemi, right? You got to
Yeah.
get
yeah.
the Dodge Challenger
Correct.
at
So-
18%.
Correct. I know a few Marines that did that.
Now
It's either 18% or your whole bonus, man. Like I love
Your
that,
whole
man.
bonus.
So I was like the first group to get a bonus, right? And my dad was like, "You're not spending any of that money," and I'm like, "Okay, dude, right?" And don't get me wrong, I did, right? Like first Libo port, it was like custom made suit, Dom Perignon because I never had it
Hell yeah.
with chicken wings, right, at some casino. But like dudes would get back, and it was like in the barracks, right? They would have like. Right when flat screen TVs came out, and it's like the whole fucking wall in their barracks. And then they got this like, Camaro Z28,
Yep.
IROC, whatever. Yeah, baby.
We had a couple
Love
guys
it.
go straight to Vegas and put it all on roulette.
See, I respect that,
Did it turn
man.
out for some of
Yeah,
them?
he
I'm sure it
fucking
did.
hit.
With
he,
the odds.
He did red or black and doubled it and bought a car, just like you said.
Yeah,
Went and
live
bought
by
a
the
car.
sword, die by the sword, man. I mean,
fucking
my wife doesn't know this,
stupid.
but half of every check I get, I go and gamble. I'm kidding. Please, Millie, I'm kidding.
I got out of the Marines and I had only saved, it wasn't that much money, but it was like $50 a paycheck. My entire time, start to finish in the Marine Corps, I'm getting out of the Marines in 2 months, had never been to Vegas. I have a 96. I go to fucking Vegas, I blew it all in a weekend. Got out of the Marine Corps with like $0.
I did
Fucking
too.
Stupid.
Dude. It's all right.
But it was a blast.
I think if you get out of the Marine Corps only doing like a short hit, 4 to 8 years, and you have money, I would question your behavior.
Yeah.
Like, I would question who you are. Like, what are you doing with money saved, young man?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and like,
What are
Way
you
too
gay?
responsible
What
of
are you gay,
you.
yeah, well, I remember, I was a company gunny.
Nothing wrong with that. Yeah.
My,
yeah. What are
my
you,
last
sailor?
gig, right? I'm a company gunny. I'm waiting to go be a gunner. And this kid's wife, like, we finally get internet overseas, right? And it was like
Big
3 days before we're getting out. And I was like, I just think we shouldn't let them have the internet. We still got to run patrols. Dude, these kids haven't seen anything in 6 months. They're going to find out like she's stripping at the cave or she's at another Marine's ball kissing. And of course it all
That's
happens.
pretty
Oh,
standard.
for sure.
Yeah.
And it's like first day, this kid comes in. He's like, Gunny, I can't
Happened to me.
stand post, right? I want to kill myself. And I'm like, nah, bro, it don't work like that.
Oh,
right?
I've got
Like,
a story.
you don't want to kill yourself. 1, 2, you just got a clean break, homie. You ain't got kids. We got digital proof of her cheating. And you got a bonus coming, man. Open up another account. Give her exactly what she rates as a dependent. You're going to divorce that bitch and get a high performance sports car or a jacked up pickup truck, man. Because that's what Marines do, man. You don't fold like over something like that. You fill the void with something materialistic that you're going to break in like a year, right? Like that's what men do, man. We don't go like cure something or anger or pain.
Oh, dude.
You go fill it with something that you'll break on your own, dude. It's fucking, it's amazing.
That's what we did.
I should be a therapist.
You should.
My friend Navarez in the Marine Corps, never know what happened to him. He went, we got back from deployment.
Go figure, your only friend and you don't know what happened to
friend.
him.
I don't know what
I'm just
happened
saying.
Wait,
No.
you still don't?
Nobody knows where he's at. He freaking, we got back from Iraq and the whole deployment, he had a son that was born. So he got it mailed to him. He had it taped on his rifle. He had a picture of his son taped on the inside of his helmet, right? His Kevlar. And then he had it taped on the truck where he drove. Like, he was just all about his son. He gets back. He's at the barracks. He like has a home, but he's at the barracks and we're like, what are you doing here on a weekend? And he's like, wife emptied my account, took all the furniture. She's with another dude. She's gone. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, bro. We're like 20 years old. I turned 20 a week before I got back from my first deployment in Iraq, right? And so I'm like, I'm so sorry, man. And he's like, do you have can I borrow some money, man? And I was like, yeah. And then this guy literally tells me, and I'm sure there's some statute of limitations on this anyway. So he's like, I'm going to go find this guy and I'm going to kill him. And so my stupid ass, just right back from Iraq, I'm also like 20 years old. I was like, yeah, bro, here's 100. And I thought he was full of shit, right? And then we have formation on Monday. Anyone seen Navarez? He's fucking UA. And we're like, so months pass and they find him, right? And they found him with all these weapons and he's in cuffs and he's being escorted by those chasers or whatever. And he asked them if he can like eat with me. And they're like, okay. So they watched him from like a table over and he sat there in handcuffs and he told me, first chance, first opportunity, I'm going to escape. And I'm going to find this motherfucker and I'm going to kill him. And again, I was like, yeah, like handle, bro, handle. He went UA again. No one ever heard from him again. We don't know what the fuck. But they did pass word one day and they're like, hey, if anyone has any information on Navarez, they found his vehicle abandoned. He had a bunch of illegal stuff on him. Like we're trying to track. He was a straight up fugitive. But you know, now as a almost 40-year-old man, I would say it's not worth it, brother. There's more out there.
Yeah.
But at the time, because you're so like warped and you're like, kill. I was like, fuck yeah, Navarez.
Get him.
Go kill him, right?
Well, yeah, man. But, I mean, we had the 3 primals, right? Can I eat it? Can I kill it? Can I fuck it, man? You know, that's...
Then I don't need it.
I mean, sometimes you want to do all 3, you know, to it.
In what order is
sometimes sometimes that's a question too, man.
Is that the like marry one, screw one, kill one thing for Marines?
I don't know.
Probably.
Yeah,
I
potentially.
Think they used to say if you lock a Marine in the room with a bowling ball, right, for 5 hours, come back, he'll either have lost it, fought it, or fucked it, right? It's stupid. And it's so funny because you're like, how, like, you just think of some sergeant be like, how the hell do you lose a bowling ball in a room of just you?
Yeah.
It had 3
in a
holes
padded
in
room by yourself. I love
What
it.
would you say is the highest point of your time in the Marine Corps?
Highest point?
Highest point.
Mine was probably graduating sniper. I mean, I only was in 4 years, but that was probably the high point was sniper school graduation, just because it meant, I mean, the history, you know, snipers, history. And
what did it mean to you?
What did it mean? I don't know. It's kind of like what I was trying to achieve, I guess, when I was in the Marine Corps. I went in the Marine Corps I just wanted to be in the infantry, really. I just wanted to go to Iraq. And then when I went to my unit was in Iraq still, 3-4, and we had like 3 weeks in the rear with like some of the guys that transferred from other units. Some of them were senior guys, like sergeants and stuff. When we got off the bus to go into the barracks, there was a sergeant there standing there who was going to be the incoming sniper platoon sergeant from another unit, Sergeant Dole. I don't know if y'all know him. Really good dude. But luckily he was standing there and he's like, hey, if you have ASVAB, PFT rifle of this, come with me if you want to be a sniper. And that's when I literally, first day in the fleet, I went straight into learning how to be a sniper.
Oh, wow.
And then he taught like history, all of it to us. He was such a good dude. I think he's in Colorado now. He's like a cowboy in Colorado or something, but really good dude, solid guy, taught us everything within like 3 weeks. And then we thought life was good, and then the fucking platoon got back. The wartime platoon came back from Iraq deployment, and then it's just
that had to be a lot of fun.
It was just fucking on. But it was made up. Like snipers were just, I don't know. It just the history really, you know, vibed with me, and the suffering and silence, the fucking just all of it, and then graduating it as a junior Marine, like first time I went. Almost failed a couple times and I passed, and I was just like, holy shit. And then we deployed like a month later. So that was probably my biggest, that's like the most memorable thing, I think, is the graduating there. Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
But again, 4 years, I mean, went to Iraq, went to Afghanistan. Doing that was why I joined, but it wasn't like the most pinnacle moment. That day of graduating sniper school was just like, fuck.
It's
fucking
over.
did it. Fucking did it. But it wasn't. It was not over.
It just began.
Yeah, it just began.
Yeah, welcome.
Yeah.
I think I have. So when I thought about this, I've got like my 3 stories. One's like, it's like a combat story. Like, oh, everyone's got one. And honestly, I didn't even go through a ton of combat. I went through some, right? But like, I've got one of those. And then I've got my funny moment that was just absolutely hysterical to me. But anyone else outside of that would be like, you're a serial killer. And then I have my dark moment. And that one I actually don't share. It's on the same lines about the combat thing. It's like feeling like you want to throw up because you just, experience some shit. That's where my brain goes, right? But so if I have to pick one of the 3 stories, probably don't tell the dark one.
Well, I'm curious about your lowest moment as well.
Oh, my lowest moment, dude.
What was your high? What was the most proud moment that you felt, or just something that really stuck with you? And then what was the lowest moment?
I mean, the proud moment was probably becoming a scout sniper, especially because I failed the last day.
Then, man.
Yeah, it was such a big deal, right? It was like, right? And then I think this isn't necessarily a proud moment. This is a very, and again, I hate coming off as a dude. I don't want to be like, I went through all this fucking combat. I went through some, right? But just because everyone always has a bigger dick than everyone, and I don't want to come off as that guy. Like, that's all I did. Anyway,
we saw your dick.
Yeah. But like, for me, dude, we found all these weapons. We found a classroom, right, where they were teaching like where to hit convoys and stuff, an actual chalkboard classroom. And it was in the city of Haditha. And so we were like, okay, let's sweep this whole block. And there was so many bombs all the time and caches. And we're like, let's put them all in this one building and let's blow it up, right? Cool. And so it's just a normal day, right? We're just going to blow up a cache. And it was so funny because they would always tell us to get further away, and none of us would it was just like, because I don't want to walk like half a mile or a mile that way and then have to walk back. It's so like, no.
Just take a knee.
Take a knee, which is so dumb. Because
get behind some.
Yeah, there's like always shrapnel that rains.
Get behind the corpsman.
And so with that said, we're like, you think we're far back enough? And we're like, yeah, sure, fuck it. And we're all like in the back of a truck, but we had unarmored 7 tons, right? My first deployment. We didn't get armored till the end. I got hit on an unarmored vehicle that had sandbag, whatever the fuck. I'm just painting a picture. But we're like in an unarmored 7-ton, and we park, and whenever they say 5 minutes, when you just get to Iraq, and they're like 2 minutes, you're like 2, when it blows, and you're like, shit. So anytime you hear like 5 minutes or 4, everyone starts laughing, especially if you're not far enough away, because you're like, oh shit, any second, any fucking second, right? So we're chilling. And they're like 5 minutes, and they're like, Roger, 5 minutes. So it just keeps getting relayed. And by the time it gets to you, it's more like 2. So they're like 5 minutes, and we all shout it, 5 minutes, 5 minutes. And there's a guy, an Iraqi, that walks outside. We told everyone to leave the area because we're going to blow up a ton of explosives in a house. And this one random Iraqi, we don't know where he came from, didn't get the memo, walks outside in the building next to the one that we're going to blow up. And so we're all going, 5 minutes, 5 minutes. And he looks at us and he goes, 5 minutes. And we're like, no, get inside, get it. We're like, no. And then we're like, 2 minutes. And we're like laughing because it's so dark, like I don't want him to die, but you're like 19. So you're like laughing and you're like, oh God, get inside.
It's like
get
a cartoon.
The fucking side. And then we're like, 2 minutes. And he's like, 2 minutes. And then he just fucking goes, go. And like the whole city block just engulfs in smoke. And we're like laughing because it's dark and we're all taking cover and it's raining fucking concrete all over us. And we're like laughing. We're like, and guys are saying shit like, oh, homeboy just got smoked. And we're like laughing and laughing. And then the smoke fucking clears, stops raining shrapnel. And then we all pop up and the cloud of smoke starts to clear. And this Iraqi dude is standing there just covered in fucking dust. And we're like, and we look at him and he looks at us and Zien Zien Muy Zien means good, good, very good. And he looks at us and he goes, Zien Zien Muy Zien. And all of us are like, yeah, motherfucker. And he's just, dude, he's so wired on adrenaline that he's just fucking hopping up. And it's like I know it's so stupid, right? But it was just such a moment where like I just had with this random Iraqi. We're like, we don't want you to die. Oh my God, he fucking didn't make it. It's terrible. But, our gallows humor thinks it's hilarious. And then he came out of it, not only on top of it, it's almost like he enjoyed it because he got the same type of rush we were getting.
Yeah, exactly.
And
passed it along.
Yeah, and when he knew that he was okay, he was like, oh, fuck it, that was awesome. And I'm like, same, brother. So it's kind of like a dumb moment, but that moment always really stuck to me.
That's a good one.
Nice.
That's pretty fun.
I'm surprised he lived though, bro.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
He's like, dude, we're like, he's done, and he made it.
Who knows?
Probably got a little TBI. I wonder if he's getting a little compensation for that TBI.
What about you, Mike?
I think the high was honestly, you know, my retirement, man.
I'm sure that's got a fucking.
I mean,
really,
you know, one, I was a problem child when my first, you know, I got a probationary reenlistment, my first enlistment.
What's that mean?
It means you only get 2 years because you're
see
a
if
bad child.
Okay, gotcha.
Like,
To see if you can change.
Yeah, yes, to see if you could be rehabilitated. And, you know, yeah, being a sniper was awesome. You know, I think we'll all agree, especially during the GWAT, man, that was, I mean, it was the shit, right? I mean, everybody loves snipers. Snipers love being snipers. Haji didn't like it, and that was great. But I think, you know, being able to like step away and have a somewhat intact family, have all my homies with me for the most part, and kind of see what we had changed, you know, through the institution, you know, it was pretty live because, you know, I got to be a part of a lot of things that were like bigger than myself and bigger than the platoon, and you know, it was rad, you know, and I kind of just remember sitting there looking at these dudes, you know, and you're like, holy shit, man, you know.
It's hard to see it at the time.
Yeah, but you got
afterwards,
dudes with the Medal of Honor or the Navy Cross, and those are like your homies, right? And you're like, holy shit, man, like, I mean, this was a badass ride, man, you know, and I still got 10 fingers, 10 toes, and a very little dick that Justin can confirm. But I mean, it was,
not that little.
it was really, I mean, it was a powerful moment, man. More than any other. But yeah, I mean, you know, of course, sniper school I get chills when I think about getting my hogs too, still to this day.
For sure.
But it was just cool to see, you know, kind of look back. It was kind of like how people explain dying to, you know, when I watch people talk about dying, they're like, everything flashes before your eyes. And I just remember like the dude like reading my stuff, and I mean, it was just like everything, like, you know, running from cops in Japan, you know. I mean, you know, everything's just like fast. You just, you know, finger painting girls with camo paint, you know, like, I mean, it's just for camouflage classes, of course, science. But I mean, you know, it just all came through, and it was rad, man, you know, and to have my 2 girls there, you know, and you know, my wife, it was fucking awesome, man. You know, I don't think anything could have beat it. Plus all my homies, you know.
Yeah, man, that's a huge achievement. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Did you do 20?
I did 26 years and 11 months.
That's right.
I gave up $32 a month for the rest of my life so I could retire on my birthday. So July 1st was my birthday. And the kid in admin was
I remember that now.
He was like, you know, Gunner, if you stay until August 1st, it's another $32 a month the rest of your life. And he's like starting. So if you live till you're 70, I was like,
get the fuck
I'm getting out on my fucking birthday, kid. Like, run the shit. I'm done.
An extra $32.
Yeah, I'm out of here. Like, yeah, I'll borrow Justin's $20 as $20 tank top and go make that up. That's a lunch break under a bridge in Southside.
Yeah.
You know, Southside Austin, not San Antonio.
Could have had this, bro.
I mean, we can still talk later.
Hey, that's big money right now. Bro.
That is.
Here, keep that hitting, buddy.
What about your lowest moment?
Lowest.
I mean, yeah, it's hard, right? Because we've all had a lot of those.
You've had a lot of them. You've had, I mean, a lot more time.
But I would say probably the lowest moment, which still has an upside to it, right? Everything's got an upside. You know, I was very fortunate, man. None of my platoons that I was in, you know, we were in Fallujah, you know, all kinds of places. We never lost anybody. I mean, even our Purple Hearts were not amputees. They were guys that, you know, took a bullet and came back, and we wrecked fucking house. You know, if you were keeping numbers, man, we were way in the black. But you know, my last platoon, we had a kid who was larger than life, man. He was all the shit Marines lie about, right? Like, I was a wrestling champ, I was a football star. Like, this kid was fucking it. He was like the running back on the state championship. You know, I think they lost, but, you know, big time football player, big time wrestler, meritorious corporal sergeant. He re-enlisted to go be an instructor at Quantico, and his name was Donald Lamar the second. He was killed on May 12th, 2010. And, you know, I'd never told a family like I would bring their kid back or something like that. That's, you know, I was very superstitious. I think everybody is about that. And I'll never forget, you know, we were in the, you know, in the little battalion area.
Where were you?
Victor 1-2 and Afghanistan.
Okay. Do you know area that I don't know Victor 1-2.
So we were Musa Kala.
Okay.
He was in Karamanda.
Okay.
That's where he passed. And the dude was a giant, man. You know, I mean, he had schwacked a ton of dudes at deployment. I mean, that company commander was like, dude, that kid's like a fucking field marshal. You know, he could control air, work his bolt gun. I mean, he was a machine. Physical specimen, good looking dude. You know, he's that, I call it the TFG, right? That fucking guy, right? Women love him, dudes want to be him, or they just want to hate him, right? But larger than life, and it hit the platoon hard, real hard. And you know, my dad passed away about 5 days before Donald did. So I left country to go home to bury my dad, and it's the night before I'm burying my dad, and I get a call, and it's from a Hawaii number. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I answer, and it's my sergeant major, Jeff Cullen, great dude. He was a recon dude, sniper. And he's like, hey, Mick, are you by yourself? And I'm like, oh, you know, I'm with a bunch of family, you know, kind of doing like the pre-funeral thing. And keep in mind, I've never been to a military funeral yet. Like when your buddies die, you're still fighting, right? Like I've never been to a military funeral.
Yeah.
And the first one I'm about to go to is my dad's. And he's like, I need you to step in the room, man. I got bad news. And, you know, the first person I thought of was my old ATL from 2-2 was in that platoon, Sergeant Tony Minnick. And he had just had his first kid. And I was like, fuck, man, like, don't be Tony, right? Like, you know, and it's one of those moments where it's like, what's the thing you asked for, right? You're probably, in some weird twisted way, the universe gives you exactly what you asked for, right? And he was like, hey, you know, Donald Lamar was killed today, and the boss wants you to go from your dad's funeral to Donald's, you know, funeral and represent the battalion. And I would say it was definitely the lowest point, but through that, you know, I gained another family. You know, love his parents. I officiated his younger brother's wedding.
That's cool.
You know, and I think the way he was and who he was when we lost him, it kind of, you know, ignited like a sense of fucking tenacity within the battalion to stick it to the enemy. And we had a great colonel, Lieutenant Colonel Mike Manning, who was just a fucking warhorse. And yeah, man, it was.
Did you go back to Afghanistan?
I did. Yeah, man, I was.
So that was like, was it mid-deployment or something?
About 3 months in, man. And yeah, funny on that, right? I'm flying back and they're like, hey, you can't carry your body armor on the plane. And I'm like, you know, I got to fly like commercial out of Philadelphia or some shit. And everybody else is like, they're like soldiers that are stationed in Germany, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, well, what do you want me to do with it? Because I can't, you know,
Can't not have any.
do not let anybody get your body armor.
It's
you know,
dummy
'cause, like, I
corded to
gotta
my
have this
leg,
shit.
bro.
Yeah.
What do you want me to fucking
And
do with it?
they were like, yeah, we're not doing that. I'm like, yeah, I'm not getting on this fucking plane. So I call my sergeant major, and he's like, all right, dude. You know, I finally figured it out, but it make you know, kind of weird shit, right? Like when it all went down, and I skipped this part. They put me on the wrong plane out of Afghanistan, right? So I land in Qatar, and there's like no rotator going back. So I'm like going to miss my dad's funeral. And I'm like, they don't have building for me. They don't have shit. I'm like sitting there. I'm in like my dirty ass, you know, everybody else is clean. I'm in like dirty ass camis and shit. I got like my little fucking kit bag with my body armor and shit, you know, and they go to the bra. And I'm like, what's the fucking bra? And like, I go to this place called the Bra. And it's like Wonderland, right? In the Middle East. Like you could test drive like Camaros. They got fucking bars. You just show your ID.
Is it nice?
Oh,
Is it,
fuck
like,
yeah,
nice?
bro. It's Air Force, man. Like, it's like
okay.
this big giant, like 2 tits. So they call it the Bra, right? And I go up there and, you know, I don't even have any, I got like my fucking check card and my fucking
yeah,
ID
dude.
card, right? And I'm like, do you take cards? And they're like, just give us your ID. You're allowed to have 2 beers. It's like, they got some way where they check it. So I'm like drinking this beer and I'm like, fuck, man, I'm going to miss, like, I gotta call my wife and tell her I'm not even going to make it to the funeral because the next rotator is like in 5 days. And I'm sitting there and I hear this, Sergeant Skinta? And I'm like, well, I'm a gunny at this point, right? And I turn, I look, and this dude, he's one of my old pigs, and he's a PJ.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
And he's
badass.
like, he comes over and he's like, oh, hey, dude, this guy used to fuck me up and all this shit. And I'm like, yeah, hey, what's going on, guys? And he's like, what are you doing? And I tell him, and he's like, bro, we're flying to South Carolina tomorrow. We'll put you on our C-130.
Nice.
Nice.
And so these fucking PJs like put me on their manifests. My ex had to drive from Lejeune down to, South Carolina, pick me up, but gave me a hammock, drank some booze on the plane, man, and got back.
Right place,
so, man,
dude.
Fuck yeah, dude.
But yeah, low point, but a lot of good things came from it, man,
yeah, absolutely.
Let's see. I mean, a low point in terms of it's not really a cool story.
Just for you, whatever moment was specifically difficult.
Well, that's why it was. We went to trial. I went to an actual court-martial hearing, and our team got court-martialed for a mission we went on in 2007, but the trial lasted like a whole year, and so with leaving out a majority of the details because we did go to court. Essentially, we engaged some guys, and we ended up running up because I followed my team leader, and I mean, you can figure out what happened after that. I'll, again, leave out all the context because we did go to a court-martial. But, dude, I had never experienced some shit like that. I'm 21 years old, and it was all pretty point blank. And so, at the time, I'm fucking, you got to search these guys after, and, like, you look at their ID, and, like, they're all smiling in their ID, and then you, like, look at the guy, and you're like, oh, my God, right, whatever. So you're dealing with all that, and you're kind of taking it all in. And then we got back, and you like piss in bottles and shit in bags and all that. And so we got back, and I'm still like unpacking my stuff. And then they're like, hey, some officer wants to see you. And I'm like, oh, I think it's Captain Drager. I don't want to misspeak, so he gets hate. But I go in, and they just chew us an asshole. Like, why did you guys engage? And whatever. I'm like, oh, okay. So I didn't even unpack like the shit out of my bag, right? I'm already getting ass chewed. Whatever, not a big deal. Well, then the next day, they call in a lawyer to fly in from I don't know where, and they're like, hey, some officer wants to see you. And then I'm like, hey, what's going on? And he's like, hey, before we begin speaking, Corporal Governale, I just want to let you know, you do have the right to remain silent, anything. And he reads me my fucking rights, and I'm like, dude, I'm 21. And so our team was facing 2 counts of manslaughter, right? For a mission we went on. So the hard time for us was even people in our own unit like looking at us and being like pieces of shit. I'm like, you guys weren't even there, dude. And then there's rumors, and the rumor is like, did you hear about snipers? They were all naked in the hide site, ran out naked and point blank smoked these guys. And I was like, wait, but for some reason the rumors run rampant and everyone believes it, right?
Y'all had
And so-
underwear on, right?
What's up?
You had your underwear on.
Yeah,
right?
I mean,
Yeah.
I didn't have my helmet
Totally
on,
off.
But like, yeah, I didn't have my helmet on. Big deal, dude. And I ran
Yeah,
up,
yeah.
right? So all this shit happens, and it was like, dude, I was gonna leave my room to go like lift weights, and dude, it was like a fucking movie, dude. I was like, I would be about to leave and to go work out, and then this random dude would be like, hey, Corporal Governale, how you doing? I was like, how are you? In like plain civilian clothes. He's like, hey, let's go to your room, let's talk. I'm, officer whatever the fuck from NCIS. And I was like, oh shit, all right. And it was like a movie, dude. They got this like little cassette tape recorder, and they'd put it in the middle of us, and they'd be like, so what happened that day? And it was just like a fucking process, dude. And what's so funny is I didn't want to meet with NCIS. I kept avoiding them. And again, statute of limitation shit. But I guess the funny part of the story is like, I got really drunk because it was my 22nd birthday, and my battalion gunner, right, or master gunnery sergeant, called me specifically. He's like, Governale, you keep avoiding NCIS. You will be at this place at this time, appointed place of duty. I'd never been late once in my entire Marine Corps, but I got really drunk the night before. And so I woke up. My roommate comes in. He's like, dude, you're so fucked. They held a battalion formation. They're like, where's Governale? Someone better ship me a Governale. I was like, oh, fuck. I'm wasted, right?
Shit me a Governale.
Now I gotta go. Now I gotta
Love
go
that.
to NCIS. So I put on my camis. It was the first day of like fucking deserts or woodland. I don't even remember, but I threw on the wrong camis, and my roommate's like, dude, wrong. So I bust out my camis. They're wrinkled. I use a piece of yarn to tie the top because it's not missing a button. I go and I see the master gunnery sergeant.
Oh,
I'm
fuck,
wasted.
bro.
He's like, come here, Governale. Fucking, I like pick a vein, stare at it, and don't talk outward, talk inward, So you're like, yes, master. So he doesn't smell the alcohol, right? So he chews me in, you asshole. I get to NCIS. I'm still drunk. And they're like, so what happened that day? And they make me sketch it. And they have no idea. I'm just fucking wasted still, dude, getting investigated for fucking manslaughter. And whatever, we get let off, and I literally swore in front of a trial and a jury, and I'm 20 years old, dude, or 21 at the time, and I'm like, I'm facing or 22, yeah. I'm facing all this time for just doing my job. We didn't do anything wrong, right? And they let us off, and then like days later, they're like, hey, you want to re-enlist? And I was like, suck my dick, dude.
Yeah.
I'm out. And so that was like a hard time for me because you're already dealing like, and again, if I'm being transparent, what I've learned in my later years post-Marine Corps is that like everyone, first of all, I had a childhood that was interesting, but when you join the Marines, everyone's a killer and it's just like, be a fucking killer. And then you get out and years pass and you start realizing, you know, there's like a part of me that had to be that dude, but I was just trying to pull my weight, to be honest. So what I'm getting at is you're dealing with all this shit, but you can't tell anyone like, hey man, I can't sleep tonight because I keep looking at a picture of the guy's ID and like all that. So it was just, it was a hard time for me, man. But then I got out and you got the rest of your life to figure that part out. But that was like my low point in my Marine Corps, I guess. So it's a lot, right?
Count, man. That's heavy.
That was when you were getting out that was going on?
I was getting out, bro, and
that's fucking nerve-wracking.
We got cleared of our charges because, again, did nothing wrong. And then, like, dude, I got out like fucking... Oh, another funny thing. I went to pre-sniper school, and they gave me my file. Well, my file, they took out the court-martial, and they only hit us for... I got a page 11 for lack of adherence to the rules of engagement and poor fire discipline, right? So I wrote this long rebuttal. I saw the page 11, didn't want them to see it because I wanted to get accepted to be an instructor. So I removed this, left in my rebuttal. And then the guy I turned in my file to was like, what's this long rebuttal for? And I was like, and I'm like, we smoked. And then he goes, no, you didn't smoke anyone. You didn't smoke anyone. Words have meaning. Words have meaning. What did you do? And I was like, and he was a master sergeant. And I was like, we killed some guy. He goes, there you go. And I remember being like, what the fuck, right? Like, or whatever, dude. There's a lot of weird Marines out here. Cool. We're all, whatever. Everyone's dark. And so, like, a couple weeks later, dude, fucking not exaggerating, all these vans pull up and they fucking go and they find the same dude and they arrest him. And allegedly, don't know the real story, don't want to misspeak because I was in some trouble myself. But the story is that when they went to Iraq, they were just smoking dudes, not reporting it and throwing them in the river, right? And all these guys started talking. So it was so fucking funny that he was like, no, words have meaning. What did you do? And I was like, we killed. He's like, there you go. You killed them. And I was like, okay, fucking, that's very strange. Good to meet you, Master Gordon, you know? So what's funny is he ended up getting in trouble later on for a bunch of actual murders and shit. And so...
there was a Marine, he might have been with MARSOC that was killing hookers off the coast in California and
like
got
serial killer style.
Yeah, like he got rolled up in country by the FBI. They pulled him off of a post.
Damn,
he
chased him to Afghanistan.
Yeah, he was dumping hookers' bodies in the ocean when he was on leave, and then going back overseas. I can't remember that guy's name.
I mean, did he get an end of tour award or how'd that work?
I don't know. No, I think he's in prison forever.
That's crazy. I don't think I heard about that.
Yeah, I don't think I got that one.
Yeah, I think we know some mutuals that would have more information, but yeah, man, that would be a low point for sure.
Yeah, mainly because I was just so young, and it's fucking.
Well, you don't
scary.
even know, like you were saying, dude. When you're that young and you have the mentality of a Marine, bro, you're not like when I look back at that mindset I had, dude, that was crazy,
dude. You're a kid, bro. You're a kid.
And we were completely, I mean, we were just going off what we were taught, dude. And
Dude,
how to.
Well, the problem was we were building the airplane while we were flying.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, I would say, you know, because I was a little older than you guys by about 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big difference, man, in developing.
It is,
Yeah.
you know, so like my first real combat deployment was at like 24. And dude, 24 in the military is pretty
That's old.
You're old, bro.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
like old guy.
You're like
We
a
make
fucking,
fun of you.
You're a man. But you know what I mean? Like you're a man.
Yeah.
Like most guys got like I didn't have kids yet. I wasn't married yet, but like or I was married, but most guys had like 2 kids that were like 8 years old already and shit, right? But I think, you know, we didn't train well prior to that. I mean, I remember like snipers trained well. You know, you'd go on a MEU, the recon guys would train well. Like the 11s would just like shoot blanks. A lot of times they didn't even have that. You know, it was
up,
like,
he sees me,
but
I'm down.
jam and all that
Yeah.
shit. And then all of a sudden it's like war.
Yeah. Now you're
And
a
then
police
we
force.
gotta strap this thing together, right?
Yeah.
Like real fast.
Yeah,
And-
very unconventional war.
Yeah.
and you know, none of the senior Marines had combat either, right? Whereas like if you look at like almost every war up
Oh, you
to
went
that,
to F1?
well, I'm saying like when even through I'd say like OF 2, 3, 4, people were still getting their first pumps in, depending on where you came
touche.
from. And the problem is like those lieutenant colonels didn't fight in a war. Those
There's
master
no
sergeants
retention either.
didn't fight in wars. Whereas like if you were in Vietnam, there was a good chance like your colonel probably fought in Korea. Your master sergeant probably fought in Korea, right? You fought in Korea, they probably were in World War II. That was like a big spread between Vietnam. I mean, we can call the first Gulf War. I mean, we won that one, right? But like I wouldn't consider that was more like firefights, right? Not to downplay anybody's service. Like I would say we haven't been to war, we've been to combat, right?
Yeah,
like,
it wasn't a 20-year fucking
war is different. In
debacle.
My, you know, I still
Not a
think like,
conventional war.
like
for
World
sure.
War II's war, right?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
we did like some combat shit, right? But I think, you know, that was a big issue, right? Is like the leadership was still like they were figuring it out, man, and nobody knew what to do. And,
yeah.
and like I remember our rules of engagement at one point were like, hey, 24-year-old Mick Skinta, rules of any suspicious activity on the side of
Don't
the
say that.
road.
Yeah.
And there's like a sign of a dude digging with like crosshairs, like don't dig, snipers will shoot you. And then it's like, okay, well now I got MVGs, I got depth perception issues with that, right? I see you digging, it looks like you're by the road. Do I shoot you? I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm fucking shooting you
man.
because I'm not gonna let a U.S.
Correct.
Marine
Yeah.
get killed from a roadside bomb, right? So we put a 24, 22-year-old team leader in a position, and his team, right? Because we all know, man, the team leader's, you know, he's absolute, but he usually runs it through the team. I mean, you've seen it.
100%.
We've done it together.
Absolutely.
But you put these kids in this like moral dilemma, like, I don't know, man, like the sign says, the ROEs are, I should smoke this bitch, but I got to look myself in the mirror and shave my face every day for the rest of my life if I make it out of here. And I think, you know, even the leadership, whatever happened when you killed somebody, man, when I killed somebody, I came back and I was a fucking king ding-a-ling, man.
Yep.
You're eating ice cream in the chow hall.
Yep.
Everybody's sucking your dick. You're fucking the big shot, man. And so we create like kind of like what Justin's been alluding, this like fake like machismo, everybody's hard, killer atmosphere. And like, dude, those dudes,
You get out.
those leaders that were like, yeah, killer, they've never even killed anybody, man.
Right.
They don't know the shit you're going through. I mean, fuck, man, I've seen dudes kill their first dude and get a boner, right? Like, I mean, weird shit happens when a 19-year-old kid smokes a dude, right? And these dudes are like 30, which is prehistoric, right? At that point, but they've never done it, right? It's their first time too, man. And I think that had a lot to do with kind of how we all had to traverse our problems, right? It's like
There was definitely like a sense from the leadership that you knew missed the war, watching us go through it with like kind of a, man, those fucking guys are actually
where I
getting
think
to do
like,
it.
yeah, when you get to like 2010, that's when like master sergeants were like sergeants.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, for me, my kind of vantage point was like, damn, man, we were kind of getting good at it, you know, like they knew the tricks, they knew what to teach, they knew how to talk to kids.
Yeah.
Right? Like it wasn't uncommon for a dude to be like, yo, man, you got to shrink. Wait, we can say that word out loud, right? Because like, I mean, in the beginning, that was like a bad word, right?
Oh, for sure.
I mean, I remember my battalion gunner like, man, I go to a shrink all the time. And I was like, you can do that?
If
right?
you
Like,
need help. And you're like,
but you know, like
pussy.
we just didn't know what we were, it was a blind leading, it was first graders leading kindergartners.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
on top of all this, the Marine Corps did make fucking warfighters. Like that's all
100
we wanted to do.
100%,
That's
man.
all I wanted.
We didn't
to
have
do.
the war to match what we were trained for.
I'll tell you, man.
Oh, touche.
The Marine
I like
Corps
that.
is a
Yeah.
blunt,
Yeah.
you know, object, man.
Yeah.
It's
It's a hammer looking for
it's
nails.
a smashing machine, man. It's not a. It's
Really
it's,
is.
It's and they're good at what they do, man. Like you want to watch a fucking city get burnt to the ground?
Yeah.
Send 3 battalions of a
Dude.
Victor unit in there, man. It's
I
disappearing.
I say it all the time. Like, okay, take out the trash, kill, give him one, kill, fall out of my command, kill, right, kill. How many times have you said that fucking word, right? You're also young, right? But I even remember one time walking up steps, and the steps were painted at sniper school, right? And the steps had a word painted on them, and it said, kill, something every chance you get. Every time you'd walk up the stairs. And I would fucking read it every day and I would be like, that's so badass, right? And one time I was running and I saw this huge fucking beetle like kind of far out of my run, dude, and I start opening my strides and I say in my head, kill something every chance you, and I purposely open my stride and step on that huge beetle and I kept right, and I keep running. It's gonna sound so stupid. I think of that incident all the time because I find spiders, bro. When I first moved to my new house, right, because it was a new house and they fumigated, I would find fucking roaches and not kill the roaches. I would grab them with my fucking bare hand and throw them out.
Roach,
now I'll kill a roach for sure. What I'm saying is like, I'm like not really that guy. Like I come from a pretty chaotic upbringing, but then you join the Marines and it's like, kill. And I was one of those fucking dudes. Dude, I just want to fucking kill someone, bro. I want to like, got in a bar fight, fucking broke a bottle on a guy's head in front of all my Marine friends. They're like, you're fucking crazy, Governor. I was like, let's go. Then shit happens and you start running up. And as I'm running up to do anything, I start saying, this isn't real. Hey, God, just forgive me for and all of a sudden I'm a bitch. I go from kill to like, oh, shit. That's me just being real with my emotions, right? Not like sitting here like I'm so fucking hardcore, right? But what I'm getting at is we're all children. And even the word infantry, I wrote a paper on this shit. Infantry comes from the word infantante, infant, right? The reason this word is around is because they used to take literal children and be like, you love killing. And they're like, fuck yeah, I do. I love killing. I love fighting. I love fucking. And that's what the Marine Corps is.
Yeah.
Right?
There's a reason I think
there's
they
a
target
reason.
18-year-olds and not
100%.
30-year-olds.
Bro,
like,
dude,
the sniper I would be right now is very different
feel
than
like
what
I
I
was-
was at 18.
I feel like I was targeted from fucking 5 years old because of the movies. All I grew up doing is watching,
Yeah.
you know, Stallone
Yep.
and fucking Schwarzenegger.
I don't regret shit.
That's
dude,
what
but
I just wanted to fucking go to war. And
Yeah.
as soon as I turned 18, that's all I wanted to
Dude.
do because all I did as a child was watch war movies, watch westerns, watch all the war shit.
Me
Did you
too.
not see like how you probably progressed from one deployment to the next? Like,
Oh, 100%.
you know what I mean? Like, I think, was I on your first deployment? overseas? Second?
Mhm.
I mean, you guys were pretty, I mean, you definitely hated your unit.
Yeah, our
Um,
unit was fucked, but
It was horrible. I got temp loaned to them over Christmas. Oh God, it was horrible.
yeah, it was
um,
real bad.
Like horrible. But I think, you know, like your first one to your second one,
Big
like,
transition.
you're like, holy shit, man. Because you just have a different mentality. And I think it goes to that, right? I think you eventually, like, the humanity piece starts to come back in.
Yeah.
You know, because let's face it, all of us, the first time you went out, I remember my first deployment to Iraq, every team leader was like, my team's going to be the first team, dude. Like, that was it, man. And then whoever got it, it was like, bullshit, that wasn't clean, or where's the fucking body? Like, you know, whatever, man. It, you know, you had to get the first one, man. And then it was like, who's going to get the first sasser and who's going to get this? And, you know, the second one, man, you start thinking like, all right, not like you're not cautious, but you're like matured, man.
Okay, this does work. I am actually engaging people, right?
But I'm going
Like,
to do this shit on my terms
Yep.
in the best way possible with the best fucking possible outcome percentage-wise to execute and get all 4 or 6 of these booger eaters back to eat ice cream, right? Because
Yeah.
mint chocolate chip goes to the victor. And but I think, you know, you see it, man, like the progression of dudes. But you also see like guys go the total opposite way, right? Like
Yeah, I get more.
you ever read like
crazy,
Achilles in Vietnam? They talk
Yeah.
about the berserker, right?
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I've definitely met a couple of those guys.
100%.
I mean, absolute
They're still there, yeah.
sociopaths.
Oh, psychopaths?
And those dudes, you know,
I know them.
when I look at the dudes that
Wouldn't
I
be the
think
Marine Corps.
have the most problems, they're the dudes that just smoke bitches, man.
And figured out what we're talking about late. You know what I mean? They didn't
or they never did.
or
man.
never did. Correct.
I mean, think
Yeah.
about how many friends you have right now that they can't function
yeah.
because there's nothing left to fight, right? So
Yeah.
the only thing they do is fight themselves. They
Yeah.
fight
Sabotage.
They fight their wives. They sabotage their family.
we
right?
know someone like that.
I
We
gotta take
know,
a piss.
we know a lot of guys like that.
Yeah.
What's that?
All right,
Yeah.
well then I'm gonna go too.
Yeah.
Well, Justin, you wanna have a staring contest, bro?
Yeah. I don't know if they're gonna edit this out or keep it in.
I got investigated for war crimes too, but in country.
Are we editing all this out?
It's not a great.
Yeah, this is during a break. That's all.
Okay.
It's not a great. So we can say whatever we want now.
Yeah. I mean, I left out all the details.
legit.
Yeah. No, yeah, bro. I fucking that shit was wild, bro.
It really is. Yeah. I look back at it now still and I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I can't believe I was doing that, dude.
I think like
It's wild. But at the time, all I was wanting to do was the next firefight. I want the next firefight to come. Next firefight. Next firefight.
I didn't even get in a ton of firefights, to be honest. Like
my first point was none. But what was great about my first point was to Iraq. We didn't really do anything. Couple IDs here and there. No firefights. No like crazy engagements. And all we did was run missions. Fucking in and out, mission. And then my second deployment to Afghanistan is like the first mission was like a crazy fucking firefight. And then I was like, oh shit.
how long was the event?
Like probably like 2 hours or so.
Wow.
But it was like a sniper's dream mission. We set up this overwatch to watch a wadi where vehicles were getting log trains were getting hit, blown up, shot at, mortared, RPG'd. And we set up on this ridgeline behind this village, and here comes the log train, and that's what we're tasked to do is watch for IED in places, whatever, and it gets attacked. And the guys attacking it was like 12 to 15 of them, were falling back into us.
Yes, dude.
They thought that the convoy was like returning fire, but we were just like, oh.
That's so beautiful.
Bro, it was crazy. Right. It was like the perfect sniper mission, really. It really was. And that was their first mission in Afghanistan, and I was like, holy fuck. All right.
Like, fuck yeah.
Set the tempo. But yeah. First deployment to Iraq, nothing, bro. It was boring. It was fucking hot. It was all summer. It was terrible.
I did get blown up my first patrol I ever did. That was fucking
well, there you go. You probably thought then the rest of that deployment, you're like, fuck, when's
Oh, dude, within my first week that I was there, I already had my combat action ribbon. I had my Purple Heart. I had been rocketed, mortared, blown up.
Were you in a firefight the whole time?
Yeah, we moved around a lot.
Did you go to HIT?
That was part of our AO.
I was in HIT my first deployment.
But yeah, hell yeah. What year?
2007 or 8.
So like we just got there and the unit that we relieved lost 52 motherfuckers. Dude.
Was that in HIT? Was that when they cleared?
It was in Haditha.
Oh, Haditha. Oh, that,
yeah, same AO.
Yeah, there were those two stories because HIT was also crazy. The deployment for ours and Haditha was also, and we took over both of those, and it wasn't. It was all done. The war was over there.
Yeah, we freaking dude, they lost 52 guys. 52.
That's a lot. That's
a crazy.
Fucking lot,
That's so many.
Yeah.
And so we got there. We lost 4. But also the Haditha massacre happened.
Yeah, I remember that.
So that was my battalion.
We were there, right? We were the guys who relieved y'all.
You were 3-3?
3-4.
3-4.
But 3-4 was in conjunction with us. Isn't 3-3 a reserve?
No. That's
3-3
Hawaii. I thought it was 3-3. I don't remember. But
I think we were
pretty much reserves.
I think we were in conjunction with them, but we were there right after that. Yeah.
Yeah. So what's funny is they were like, we get in firefights every single day. We're fighting. And every time a new unit gets there, they test and they see what they can get away with. Mm-hmm. And so 6 months prior, they were all in Fallujah. They lost 33 dudes, right? Like they fought fucking heavy, 3-1, right? And so what was interesting was a couple weeks after we'd been there, we hear an explosion in the distance. We are fighting. And then they come back and they're like, hey, like there's this thing called the Haditha massacre. Like I heard all that shit. And then QRF went out. They got hit. That QRF for them went out. Yeah. They got hit. And they call us on the radio. Hey, we're next. And we just hear fucking fighting just going off. And I was like, oh shit. And then we never get called, and it turns out they killed 27 civilians, right? Very unfortunate, 1,000%. Yeah. However, I will say, I think the enemy at that point was like, all right, this new unit's not fucking around, right? And I'm not saying the way to win is to kill. It's just...
War's hell, bro.
It is what it is, right? And so that was kind of... But yeah, my first few weeks I was there, it was like, they were attacking us, we're in firefights, and then all of a sudden the rest of the deployment was just IED mortar. That was it. I got hit 3 times. It's fucking, but anyway, sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
We're talking about...
You guys shake each other off, or?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
2 to a pisser, bro. There's only one urinal in there. I know y'all did that.
Yeah, you do what you got to do. Y'all see Hegseth calling everybody fat last week?
You didn't ask him for his lowest moment.
Oh.
We didn't get his.
That's right. Luke, what's your lowest moment?
Thanks, bro.
Yeah.
No.
I didn't want to leave him out.
Let's hear it, dude.
Lowest moment in the Marine Corps? There's 2, but probably the worst. I don't know if it's like a low moment or more of like a fucking like hard moment or like fuck this sucks moment. But I didn't really have. I had good timing in the Marine Corps, but probably the worst probably day I had in the Marine Corps was we were deployed Afghanistan, month into the deployment. Had already been in a few engagements, firefights. One of our teams was going out on a mission in the sniper platoon. We were all spread out. There's 4. We only had 4 teams. We had a small platoon. We had 4 teams to support the battalion, which was really spread out as well. We were all over. But the month into deployment, one of our point men, Josh Sweeney, steps on an IED, basically takes out the entire team. No one's KIA. Should have been. Our corpsman got the Silver Star, saving the guy who stepped on it. But that day, I wasn't even on the mission, but we were on another supporting fob, like, I don't know, a few clicks away, maybe more than a few clicks. But we were listening on the radio, and we were listening to everything going. I mean, I don't know if y'all did this, but when any of our teams were on a mission, we would listen to comms, just if we were in the rear, just to hear and do what we could, talk to our guys, whatever. And so from the moment that they stepped on the ID, and they were in Nowzad. This was in Nowzad. Terrible spot. But listening to that whole day, because it was like a 7-hour, 8-hour ordeal of them stepping on the ID to getting out. But listening to that whole thing on the radio and hearing, oh, we hit another ID, vehicles, like, the CAT teams come in and, oh, we hit an IED, just like one bad event after the next stacking, and you're just sitting there like, just fucking get me there, you just want to go there. And that was probably the hardest day, is listening to that, because we were listening for 8 hours. That's how long it took to get them out. And we knew that Josh had stepped on an ID, and we were just like, he didn't fucking have long. He fucking stepped on an ID, both legs above the knee. And we were like, fuck. And all we wanted to do was get there, and we couldn't. And that was probably the hardest day that I had. But I didn't really have, our platoon also got investigated while we were deployed, which was fucking stupid. And we had to take NCIS back to one of our hide sites that we used, which was just the dumbest shit. That was the biggest waste of resources and danger to lives in the Marine Corps. When we were getting investigated for no wrongdoing, it was just a stupid incident that happened. But the way they handled that investigation was retarded.
Can't say that.
Do you ever feel like we were having to kind of survive both ends of it?
Oh yeah,
the enemy as well as the command.
Oh, come on, man. That's known, right? I mean, well, again, but it depends, right? Like, and I always tell everybody I was very fortunate, man. I never had any. I can honestly say
I was too very fortunate.
I had one battalion commander in combat that I would say was not great, but I had 2 that were fucking. They should write leader. If you want to write a book about leadership, these guys should be in it, right? And that would be Giles Kaiser and Mike Manning. They truly. It wasn't the perception that we were like their children. We were, man. And to a point, we're burying one of our guys this week in Arlington, and Colonel Kaiser is going to deliver the flag, man. He's going to, and some people would be like, oh, whatever. We're talking 25 years later, man. One, the dude still looks better in his blues than most active duty colonels. But he lobbies for his Marines on the Hill to get health care, takes care of his guys. And I think, but yeah, I hear stories about these dudes like, oh yeah, our first sergeant used to use the G-Boss to look inside the wire.
Oh, brother.
Meanwhile, and then it's like, well, why is there an IED right outside the wire?
Guys,
yeah.
And
I was a victim of that shit.
I never had to deal with that. I think I was blessed. And even when we had a poor colonel, our OPSO drove the fight so well, and the company commanders were so good that it outcycled his ignorance and his timidness, right?
Nice.
And it was kind of deflected from us, right? But yeah, man. I remember hearing guys all the time like, man, we're getting fucked with for this, fucked with for that, this, that, the other.
Yeah, there's horror stories.
Like there were platoons getting NJP'd for wearing like Mitch helmets, and
dude,
our colonel went out and bought them for us, right? He was, again, Giles Kaiser was gangster, man. It was like we had SOF rugs, we had Mitch helmets before Recon did, man. And because he was like, how you gonna shoot that gun with that fucking stupid helmet, right? But
K-pop, baby.
But the dude, but I think unfortunately, man, a part of the machine is it's compliance, right? And those officers got to comply too if they want to stick around. And I think the very unique good ones, right? That you hear about, like the Major General Alfords and you know, the Roger Turners, like these guys that are hammers. You look back and look at their battalion command time, and they didn't like straight up middle finger the system, but they took care of their boys, man. And I think it equals even more success down, you know, further in their career. But yeah, man, I mean, we all know, dude, you got white socks on, Zach. How can you possibly wear white socks and kill the enemy?
Yeah.
And they aren't stamped.
Hey, sir, let me tell you why I have white socks, because
Those black
I get
ones
sent
just
around.
destroy your
I get
feet.
sent around to every company. I don't even know where my shit is anymore.
Yeah.
There's a Foot Locker that somebody sent out, and the only fucking socks in there are white. And guess what? I haven't even taken a shower, much less washed my camis. I'm gonna wear the white fucking socks, man.
Yeah.
But it's these like absolute fucking tool bags, and they know who they are, right? It doesn't matter if they got
100% now.
4 stars, 3
But
stars,
in their
or
head,
no
they think that's
stars.
fucking.
But they think that's it, right? And I mean, you know, there's always the argument: one ounce of discipline equals 10 pounds of
Fuck
pain.
no.
That's not true, man. There's a reasonable man approach, right? I mean, when we went out, we didn't have to shave, right? Because the water, one, you're in a tactical environment. The water you have is to drink.
This boot had to shave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Now, when we came back,
Oh,
it
for
was the
sure.
first
I
one
wanna-
we did.
Yeah,
I want to
But yeah,
dine
I know
someone
Justin's
out.
like dying to like throw somebody under the bus.
Yeah,
but-
His name at the time was First Sergeant Donald. I think he got out as
Oh,
a Sergeant
man.
Major
Dude.
Donald. But
What's his first name for the people
I don't
back
know,
home?
I don't know. He's a short black dude though.
Where's he from?
Right?
Maybe we can have his town put
bro.
APB out.
So he fucking, it is what it is, right? He might see this. Hopefully there's someone that can see this and be like, hey, I served under him. He sucked. I guarantee you. But he was real into just garrison. And he used to have them fly a UAV over us. And dude, it was like 100 and fucking, everyone's like 140. That's not real. It's hotter than it is on Earth. It's like 115, 120,
Yeah.
right? And we're wearing our fucking gear. Dude, it's so hot. It's so freaking hot. And the only water we have, you bring like 20 freaking liters of water with like maybe a piece of a meal and batteries and ammo and all that shit. So we have very little water. So you drink all your water, and when you're done, you only end up peeing like this much the whole time you're out there, and it's the color of motor oil, right?
Shrek
And so
piss.
we get back. So first of all, he would use the UAV to be like, hey, you know,
He would
they'd call,
spy on y'all.
Yeah, they'd call us
overseas when
Yes.
y'all were deployed.
Yes, in a hide site,
That's
and we
crazy.
didn't have
I've heard
anything.
about it, man.
That's
We didn't have anything
crazy,
over us, bro, and it was so fucking hot. And one time, it was the only spot we can observe from. No cover over us, and we can only do 24-hour missions because it was so hot.
Yeah,
And so we all take our fucking gear off. I'm literally wondering, like, I have to dig mentally. I have to literally be like, don't go down, dude. You're going to be good. You're going to be a liability to the team if you fucking go down. If you call a medevac, you're going to compromise the mission. That's how I had to think. And then he flies a fucking UAV over us, and they tell us, you know, so we get our ass chewed.
Shave your
hey,
faces.
no. Hold on. I'm going. His name was First Sergeant Donald, probably Sergeant Major Donald by the time he got out. But one time we got back from a mission, and again, we barely have any freaking water. And we get back, and he's fucking waiting for our truck to get back with his arms crossed. Of course we don't shave, dude. I'm not going to use that
Yeah.
water. A, B,
Obviously.
electric razors, like an idiot. Like, you guys are all snipers. What does an electric razor do? Bzzz, makes a bunch of noise. Noise
Ounces equal
discipline.
pounds and pounds
right?
equal pain.
And
sir.
it's unnecessary. So we get back, and he chews all of us an asshole, or like a new asshole, and he just shreds us like, why the fuck? He said, like, electric razors. And we're saying the same shit, dude. Like, I know it's not that much, but like it adds up, kind of like, you know, but dude, it was fucking terrible. And those are the moments that literally made me be like, I fucking hate the Marine Corps.
That's what made me hate it too.
I
shit like
fucking
that.
hate the Marine Corps. In that very moment, you're like, I am so miserable. I'm like struggling to not pass out. I get back. You're going to shit on me for not shaving my fuck you, dude. You've never gone out and experienced any of that shit. And that's the problem.
Yeah,
Right?
there's a few of those.
But
first
that's
sergeants.
where, you know, like that colonel and sergeant major,
That's where they can step in.
they
They're
can
supposed to.
totally change just the entire environment of
Yeah.
a battalion. And like for us, it was in our SOP, man. Like, you know, we were pretty ahead of the game, right? Like
Covering
our
your tracks,
SOP.
baby.
and it was signed by the colonel, man. So like when the guys show, it's like, look, man, my guys are going to show up looking like fucking balls of
Ass,
shit.
Yeah. As anyone
and
would,
they're going to
5
go
days
straight to
from the
debrief looking like that. But before they go anywhere else,
They'll
and
shave.
trust me, man, if they went to the chow hall and we found out about it, I mean, Zach saw how we
You have
did
to
it.
play the game.
But
Yeah.
you got to play
You
the
have to play the
game,
game
right?
to a certain degree.
You know, I always try to tell the guys, it's like, look, man, like I can cover you doing that, like out in the field. But like, bro, if you look like a ball of fuck in the rear, man, you're just losing trust and confidence, man. Like they equate you look like shit to like you can't do your job.
Right.
And I would agree with them to an extent, right? Because honestly, the platoons I saw that were like super cowboy, they kind of fucking blew dick, man.
Low discipline,
like,
yeah.
The guys that inspected their gear every single mission, in, out, after every movement, they were also the platoons that had haircuts. I mean, I know like there's somebody that'll listen to this and be like, that guy's a fucking tool bag, but it does, man. It's like that discipline to like still be a Marine when you're in the rear carries over
To an
when you're
extent.
executing, you know?
100%.
And
To
like,
an extent, there was a
I mean,
rebellious side of it too that was just kind of fun.
there is,
to get
but
away
I mean,
with.
you know, like I used to tell the guys, like, man, would you rather have a low reg and 5 inches of hair or go overseas and kill 20 fucking bad guys and nobody question you? I would rather go kill 20 bad guys with a medium reg. Like, I'll make the trade-off, dude. I mean, I went bald at 27, so it didn't really matter for me. But like, I had some kids that grew like Justin beautiful ass hair, you know?
I'm almost 40, by the way.
baby.
I'm almost 40.
But I think, you know, that was, you know, snipers, man, you know, we're our almost worst enemy with that shit sometimes, man.
It's true.
And there's a reasonable man approach, right? Like, and it works on both ends, man.
Yeah.
Like, bro, don't wear your Converse when you're in the rear in front of the colonel. Like, that's probably not smart.
Yeah. Don't put a target on yourself. I've
Yeah,
long
that's
thought
taught, that's
that
trained.
one of the worst problems that the Marine Corps had was that you can't stay within your own job field.
Oh, well, that's
I think that sabotages so much. Like if I
like
start,
pulling a
if I start infantry, by the time I hit staff sergeant, I have to go be a recruiter. I have to go teach at a schoolhouse, or I have to go be a pogue
and
somewhere.
I don't think
I can't.
one time out is a bad thing, but I think multiple times out, right?
Almost all of our staff
And-
and SEALs
and
are
then-
pogues.
But then you look at, like, with me, it's the first sergeants and the sergeants majors, right? Like, bro, I had a sergeant major who was a fucking cook. And this dude's, you know,
That's
yeah,
what
man,
I didn't get.
cool story,
what I
man.
didn't get.
Like, you're doing 2 hikes in your entire career.
Right.
I'm doing 2 hikes every month for fucking
Yeah.
forever.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's just, we're not the same critter, man.
Right.
But you, I mean, you very rarely see it where an infantry guy gets to stay in the infantry, right?
And when they do, like when I think, I forget his fucking name now, but we had an awesome lieutenant colonel as well when we deployed to Afghanistan. He was an enlisted infantry guy way back in the day, and he was a fucking stellar lieutenant colonel. And we had these fucking first sergeants and whatever that literally when you come back in the wire, if you're not fucking shaving, they were on your ass. And it's like
Yeah.
that right there. And you can try to have the reasonable man approach, but if you're a fucking Lance Cooley talking to a first sergeant, there's no reasonable man. You're fucking wrong no matter what. And I hated that. I fucking hated it because they don't understand at all. And me being a fucking 20-year-old talking to a fucking, 35, 40-year-old, you're not gonna be able to pass that to
In
him.
his eyes, that was him doing his job.
Yeah.
Well, and he's a 35-year-old in brand new camis still.
Yeah.
Correct. And that's what I
You
don't
know?
understand about the Marine Corps is how can the Marine Corps, especially before we were 3-4 was like the most forward deployed unit at the time. And we were going to Afghanistan and they brought in like 2 company first sergeants that were 0 deployments. This was in like 2008 too. 2008.
Damn, that's called a choice at that point.
And yeah, they deploy with us and they're just fucking, I never could grasp why they came to our unit and were leadership in our unit I just tried to avoid them at all costs, but at times you can't.
The Army's got us beat on that, man.
They
I
do.
mean,
Why do they do? Why
if
does
you're
the
an
Marine Corps
infantry
do that?
dude,
I don't know.
I don't know.
The only,
Not
You're an
smart.
infantry
the
do
only
what?
explanation
so if
I've
you're like
heard,
in the infantry in the Army, you're a first
You
sergeant
stay.
in the infantry.
Yeah.
Ranger,
Yeah.
and
That's
I
crazy.
mean,
the Marine Corps doesn't do that.
the whole like
that's so smart.
Yeah.
I'm like, holy fuck.
Well,
like,
you retain
yeah.
the knowledge.
Yeah.
Well, what I love is like
Correct.
we talk about things like we need to specialize in this and specialize in that, and it's like, well, bro, how about we specialize in the infantry, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
no, every Marine is not a rifleman. Every
Every Marine is a janitor.
every
for
Marine
sure.
qualifies
Yes, sir.
with a rifle at least once.
Yeah.
But a rifleman's an MOS, and it's actually a pretty difficult MOS to execute in modern combat.
Correct.
Yeah.
But we downplay it, right? Which is just crazy because we want everybody to feel good. I mean,
Everybody
the
needs to
title
feel
rifleman
good.
is like the purple
Every-
ribbon of the Marine Corps, right? Like I'm sure you guys have met him. I know you hang out at the VFW a lot, and
Yeah.
you go to one of those places, and it's like, yeah, well, every Marine's a rifleman, and I just look
Oh.
at them like, bro, no.
So what did you do?
yeah. Right.
I was a water purification
Yeah.
specialist. Yeah, man, like blow
Hey,
me.
no fucking
But,
disrespect, but dude,
yeah.
come on.
Yeah.
Come
But
on.
I'll tell you, some sergeants majors and first sergeants. I mean, I had one in 3-7, no shit, and who's now a sergeant major, Don Reynolds. I mean, that guy had more deployments than any of the fucking infantry guys, right? I mean, he was an infantryman, man. No B billets. I don't know how this guy got first sergeant. No B billets whatsoever. Straight up, you know, Silver Star on a sea service deployment as like a fucking first sergeant, right? Like the dude was, you know, he's a hammer, man. But those guys are so far and few in between, man. Or
Very rare.
Like I had Jeff Cullen, right, who was like a recondo and a sniper and all this shit, right? Like I said, I got lucky, man. Even Kaiser, I mean, his sergeant major was not that good. I mean, he wasn't bad, but he wasn't good either.
Yeah.
You know, and I just think that's one place, man, we missed the mark, you know, like,
You hear that, guys? Marine Corps, fucking quit doing that shit.
Yeah, bring back snipers.
They don't like any of my ideas, Luke.
Well, that's why I got out.
That's why I'm out.
That's why I got out as so young, because I saw that as a fucking 22-year-old, and I was like,
too.
what the fuck? How does this make any sense? And then obviously, you know, at the time, the contracting thing was already full blown, and that had me fucking going.
I was the same way, though,
That's
man.
the reason I got it. I was going to re-enlist. That deployment and some of the failed leadership I saw on that deployment is what really made me like, this is fucking.
But if I was in your
lives.
battalion, Zach, I would have got out too. I mean,
As soon as I could, man.
bro, they had I shit you not, their SOP. So we had,
What unit?
2-7.
yeah, so we had like the cool plate carriers even back then, like our battalion got them for us. And they were like, hey, near and far. And by the way, they're like getting shot by snipers in Fallujah and shit. And I'm sitting there like, you know, getting their SOP brief, and they're like, yeah, we wear an IR chem light and we open up our vest and close it. And I said, you do what? I have a Firefly, bro. Like, or I can.
That was
you
our
know,
sergeant
whatever.
major.
And they go, yeah, that's our SOP. And I was like, I will not be exposing my vital organs to anyone with a giant glowing target in my hydraulic kill zone. Like, are you fucking crazy? And then all of a sudden I realized, oh, this is why I'm here.
Yeah.
Right. And, you know, his sergeant major, and we're not going to say his name because we don't want to go down that route, but he decided he wanted to go out with us. And
my battalion sergeant major attached himself to our team for the
you told me
mission.
that.
but he was like, I don't want to do this. And I was like, Zach, no, this is fucking play long ball here, bro. We're going to justify everything they're telling you you're not allowed to do. We're going to undo it right now in front of them.
It was, yeah.
By the end of a 5-day mission, man, this dude was like, they're allowed to occupy houses now.
Mhm.
They're allowed to do this. They're allowed to do
Good.
this.
See,
they're
that's what
allowed
it
to,
takes.
because
It's so
It takes
funny.
that or somebody dying.
yeah,
It's
what it
usually
takes.
what it takes. You're right.
and as simple
blood.
as like, all right, Sergeant Major, you go ahead and navigate.
Yeah.
What?
The first 24 hours
Yeah,
was
you want-
terrible.
You want to be a team member?
Yeah.
Then you're gonna you're gonna pull weight, man. And
He actually bounced on day 2 of that
he
mission.
did. He pulled out because it was vicious.
A
bro.
random convoy came by. He called them, stopped them, jumped on it, and went back to Camp Fallujah. And we didn't know that he didn't tell anybody.
They would not let these guys bring sleeping bags out. Okay, and it's Christmas. I remember it was Christmas
Oh,
fucking
five.
day.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
freezing. And we're on the Euphrates. And we're
Colder.
literally watching. You know, have you ever like watched a river freeze?
Uh-uh.
Well, we were watching it freeze, right? Like
Yeah.
you'd like go down for
Slowly
2 hours or
freeze.
whatever, and wake up, and it would be
More
like
frozen.
3 more
Chunks.
feet frozen,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And we showed up, and I was like, well, look, we bring a bag per 2. And he was like, you're not getting a sleeping bag. And I was like, no, absolutely we are. Like, because when my dudes go to sleep, they need to sleep.
Yeah.
Not get hypothermia,
and,
bro.
and they're going to fucking sleep. Like, they're going to leave their boots on and shit, but they're going to sleep, man.
Yeah. He kept us up 24 hours.
And he was like,
100% whole team.
we don't,
No sense.
he was like, we don't do 50%.
It's a 4-day mission. What the fuck are you doing?
I was like, well, we go 50% the second we
That's
get
why you left at 2 days, bro.
Yeah.
That's why he left. He couldn't handle it. Absolutely. On day 2, he took all of his gear off and laid down on the side. And my team looks
I
at
love
me and they're
that.
like, hey, man, are you going to say
Did he look
anything?
defeated? Was he
Oh,
like,
for
oh,
he
sure.
was
shit.
defeated as
Okay,
fuck.
good.
But
I went over.
what was funny is
That's a win, baby.
you were a corporal, right?
I was a Lance.
Or Lance. And
Damn.
but I'm a staff sergeant team leader coming from my battalion. And I think because I was a staff sergeant, I
Yeah.
was like, look, man, we get in the hide site, we're 50-50 the second we get in there.
Yeah.
Like, that's just, except for ENT, BMNT, man, we're 50-50, man. And he was just like, oh, I don't agree with that. I'm like, well, that's the way we do business, man. And I'm going to do it this way. Like, you said I'm the team leader out here. You're not the team leader. I'm the fucking team leader.
We're not
So-
getting picked up after 2
and,
days, motherfucker.
But it was funny, man. And then,
It's crazy.
you know, he was like, well, what's your plan before he got on the thing? And I was like, we're going to occupy that fucking house right there because it's a dominating fucking position. And we could I mean, they were getting
Can
blown
defend
up.
it
They were
within
getting
a
blown up like crazy. I mean, it just made no sense. I was like, man, are these snipers like just sleeping, you know? And what it was just bad leadership, man. They weren't allowed to work the way they needed to work. And
He was totally out of touch with what we were doing as well. Because
Yeah.
before that, like we were running very similar to what you were doing, but he didn't know about it, right? We just didn't tell him what we were doing
Yeah,
out
of
there.
course.
Once he's in it, it's like, okay, well, this is how we actually do it. And no, he squashed all of it. And then he went back to Camp Fallujah and slept in his can for 2 days. Because when we got back, they didn't know he was gone. They're like, "Where's the sergeant major?" I was like, "He's not with you."
yeah, that dude
And they're
left us
"What?"
like 3 days.
We had to
He
do
left us
Didn't
3
even
days
check
ago.
No.
Bro, he was broke off. So
On
And
a 2-day mission,
No,
motherfucker,
well,
in
okay.
an urban environment.
So check it out. Like the route I chose was
Oh.
just fucking vicious, like intentionally, right? And I'm walking point, so I'm just like trucking, you know? And this dude was not a happy man, dude. I mean, you could tell he hadn't fucking put a ruck on and walked anywhere in years. But, you know, point made,
And he's
right?
been up all night.
100%.
What do you think he tells people now? Oh, I used to go out there with the snipers.
I would bet he doesn't tell that story.
It's embellished, bro.
yeah.
I think
He
he
probably got
tried.
an award.
I think,
probably wrote an
I believe he did.
I think he
get a
did.
Bronze Star with a V for going out with us.
I think he did.
Oh,
Yeah, 100%. Because Zach was like, "You're not gonna believe this," and I was like, "What?"
Hey, bro,
That's
that was
crazy.
fucking heroic, dude.
Which was what the mission was for.
Yeah, it was more or less to get a car and get
100%.
get a V.
Why does he
But-
fucking get a V?
Because he wrote it.
Well, you know, here's the thing: only in the Marine Corps do we treat a V like it's something, right? Like a V just means you're getting combat pay, right? Like Valor Award's the lowest one. Is
I mean,
a
it,
Silver
it
Star.
happened overseas though, so that.
Well, yeah, but
that's,
like a cook who's like pulling a tab, if he gets a NAM,
he's got
he gets a NAM with V,
Touche.
right? But like we.
See, I thought the V meant it was done in combat.
Well,
Otherwise,
heroic action,
Yeah.
right? But it's the combat distinguishing device. It means you're in receipt of combat pay,
Mhm.
right? We write it like
Well,
it's a Valor Award, but it
Oh,
ain't,
okay.
right? Like go look at the Army, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if you go shoot some people and you're going to get a Bronze Star at a minimum, right? We're so worried. Again, this is that institutional ego, right? The fragility of ego in the Marine Corps. Well, if I give all these dirtbag snipers a Bronze Star with V or Silver Stars, I don't have it.
Mhm.
Then that's all the Marine Corps is, man.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I think the military in
Kinda how
general,
everything
right?
is in the
That's how
government.
everything is, right? In the government, but
They got to get it first before they
yeah,
give
you
it out.
you can't, you know, because then I'm big dicking you, right?
It's true.
Unfortunately, it's the way it is.
It is. I mean, but we're the worst at it, man. I mean,
Yeah.
you look at like how go read like a SOCOM Silver Star or Bronze Star with V, and then go read some poor Lance Corporal 0311's NAM with V, and you're like, holy shit, right? And like the thing I always use is like Dakota Meyer shit started as a Navy com with V.
Hmm.
And it was
I don't
of
know
course,
what he did. I don't know.
well, he
much
got the
about
Medal
Dakota.
of Honor.
Yeah, I know that.
But
yeah.
it was originally a Navy com with V, which just shows you how crazy we are. Because the
Oh,
kid's
so
a
he did all this
corporal.
wild shit, and they're like, "This is all that's gonna happen." And someone was like,
Certificate
yo,
of
what?
accomplished.
The
What?
captain and the gunny both got Navy crosses, right? And then
Oh,
all of a
nice.
sudden it was like through the investigation of theirs, I believe, it's like, oh wait,
This guy did some wild.
this kid did some
shit.
wild shit,
Yeah.
right? And I mean, of course, people will dispute everything, right? Because
Mhm.
we got a million Monday morning quarterbacks, but I mean,
Bro, I don't got no Medal of Honor.
We
dude.
just- but neither do
like,
I.
So I'm saying,
But
like,
I mean-
those are the people that, like, isn't that funny that people are like, yeah, all he did, like, oh, that's wild. Where the fuck is your Medal of Honor
Yeah,
there,
yeah.
brother? Like,
yeah,
I see that shit all the time. It's so stupid.
I'm
Well, 'cause
curious
we're
if that's
just-
a blessing or a curse.
I think it's probably a little bit of
Mm.
both, but I mean, we're just so worried about what other people get, man. We can't.
yeah.
I mean, you know how it is, man. Like,
Well, they
the
swapped.
Marine Corps is not a loving society, right? It's pay me,
Dude.
bitch, until the day you get out, right? Like,
yeah.
I don't believe anybody ever walks around as like, Governale, I don't know if I've told you lately, but you're a hell of a Marine.
I'm
And
proud of you.
Luke,
Thanks. That's why I
job.
joined the Marine Corps.
great job out there, right? I mean, now I will say, again, I'll go back to Kaiser and Manning. They were both very
Few
good
and
at
far
that.
between.
But typically it's like pay me, bitch, and when you're done, like, oh, bye, right?
Yeah.
It's just the way it is, man. It's a machine.
I've
It's
I've
true.
met dudes through, like, there's a comedian who is a Marine, and he's always like, oh man, I was in the Marines too. And it's so unfortunate to see that mentality, how it's carried over to like post service, And this guy was like, but not like a real, like, I wasn't like actually, you know, like I didn't do what you did. Like I wasn't, and he said shit like I wasn't a real Marine. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about,
Yeah,
dude?
I
And
hate
he's
that.
like, nah, man, like I didn't do shit. And I'm like, no. And what's happened was these guys that scream and use their voice to be like, I am a real, they shut down all these other dudes and make them second guess. Like all I did was fucking serve chow. Like who gives a fuck? You were a Marine, right?
Yeah, man.
Like
We can't all
yeah, no one
end
can
the
be-
war with a duffel bag of 50
Yeah.
grenades.
Bro, I
Yeah.
mean, but we got to fucking eat too, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hate when I see that. When I see like guys
they
fucking that are
downplay
like,
their own shit. Like,
it's
oh,
dude,
but I didn't do
who
shit.
gives
It's like,
a
bitch,
fuck,
yeah,
bro?
you
You
did.
were a Marine, bro.
You did, and B, who cares?
And let's face it,
Yeah, who
man,
gives
in
a
a
fuck?
squad and even in a sniper team or a recon team, not everybody in there is carrying the same amount of weight, man, right? Like,
Or pulling triggers.
you know, or
going
pulling
on-
triggers.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, dude, cool. You were an 0311, man. You probably had your head down, just like a lot of snipers.
Got through the
You had
suck.
your head down, followed the feet in front of you, and you didn't die, man. It doesn't make you G.I. Joe, right? I mean, I'm not G.I. Joe. I don't think anybody here is, right? But we allow ourselves to get lost in that beautiful
I
little
was
thing,
G.I. Joe
right?
when I was 20, Mick, when I
I felt
graduated
like-
You
sniper
probably
school.
were.
I was
I mean,
fucking G.I. Joe
I
then.
mean, you look like a G.I. Joe doll.
I was a GI Jose. Just my mom's from Mexico.
Did you bring your Diet Coke, Justin?
Oh, I
Or
already
we need to
finished
get
it.
you a lemonade.
Yeah, lemonade works. I quit drinking, everybody. It is what it is. I became a father,
Dude.
and I had to give it
J-Mo.
up.
I'm not a drinker either, but I
You
thought
poured
we'd go
yourself
around
fucking
and
2 fingers of Glenn Levitt there, buddy. I'm doing fucking half a finger.
Oh man, that smells bad. That, you know,
Speaking
anybody
of
that
Marine
says
Corps.
Jameson's good is fucking on crack.
You don't like
man.
Jameson?
No,
You
man.
want some
you
orange
know,
lemonade?
Sure.
Is that really
you.
orange lemonade?
Yeah.
All the splash too.
In your whiskey?
Yeah, splash it. There we go.
Yeah, I gave up drinking when I became a dad
Good for you, man.
because
Hell yeah.
I don't really drink either, bro. Maybe a couple times a month.
Nah,
but
it was.
I
it
don't
was-
take shots of whiskey.
Yeah, I don't drink either. I'm more
Whiskey.
of an inhaler of things than I
Yeah.
am a drinker of things,
Yeah.
but trying
Goya.
to stay sober more often.
for the camera. Where's my camera?
But
right there. Look at that.
I did want to go around and just everybody kind of give a toast to somebody that meant something to you that isn't here anymore that we served with. I'll go first. I'm going to do Daniel Clay. He was my platoon sergeant and probably the first real positive leader that I think I had that I really admired. Like I wanted to be like him. He fit the mold to 100%. And I actually talked with his wife for the first time about 2 months ago. And she's doing well. She's moved on. I mean, she's remarried and has a family and everything. He was killed on December 1st of 2005. And one of my key memories of him was when he went to dental before a deployment. We were all going, and he pulled 3 Oreos out of his pocket and stuffed them all into his mouth and laughed as he chewed them up before we walked into the dentist office.
Wow, dude.
And
Standard
what a
Marine.
I don't know
Flex.
why we thought that he was our platoon sergeant. I was like, dude, this guy's fucking hilarious. And yeah, he was a goofball. But yeah, Daniel Clay.
Daniel Clay,
man.
We'll drink when we're done. I guess.
Okay,
Or I'll
okay.
drink it right now, whatever. Daniel Clay. Who you got?
So I think only fitting because I'm heading out to Arlington tomorrow. We're going to bury, in my opinion, a legend on Thursday. Josh Clark, affectionately known as Smosh.
Yeah.
I think you worked with him, Zach.
Did.
Just a mountain amongst men, man. You know, 6'4", nasty, could shoot any weapon, but also a big giant teddy bear, man. That dude was harder than woodpecker lips. One of the first people, actually the only person that I've ever been put in handcuffs with, and somehow let go, even though we were already in the back of a car, because he talked us out of there.
Nice.
He was just funny as shit, man. Hell of a warrior. Absolutely, in my opinion, the epitome of a scout sniper, and passed away due to cancer from things he probably got overseas, and
Burn pit.
No doubt.
and he leaves behind some boys and a loving set of parents, and we'll go do him right on Thursday out there in Arlington. So here's Josh.
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 Man, it's interesting. I always give toast to people that got killed in combat. But on the same note, someone just recently passed. His name was Staff Sergeant Hart, Richard Hart. Cool as shit. He was my section leader in Iraq, my first deployment. And I was in his truck very shortly because 2 people got in a fist fight. They threw me in that truck, and like the next day or 2 days later, it got blown up, right? So I got blown up with him, but it's kind of funny because he was honestly a really good leader. Anybody that knew him, he caught me drinking one time in Iraq. They never go into our berthing area, right? It's just a bunch of Lance Corporals, E3s, and lower. He randomly just goes into our room and he goes out to the balcony, and I have a bottle of Listerine. It's obviously whiskey, and I'm pouring it into a soda can, and it's me and my other friend. We're trying to hide it because everyone else will steal it, and we're fucking pouring it, and the door opens, and we hear someone coming, and I turn, and it's the guy in charge of all of us that can get us in a world of shit because we are in combat, and I'm pouring it, and I look back at him, and I go, Staff Sergeant, and he looks at both of us, and we barely have any whiskey, and he looks at both of us, and he goes, pour me a drink, turd, and we're like, fuck. So he fucking makes us pour him a drink, and because he's so much higher than us, we're not having like a cool conversation. We're not boys. He's always just kind of getting mad at us for fucking up, and we're just standing there just quiet, and we just all had a drink in silence, and he looks at us, and he goes, I was never fucking here, understood? And we're like, yes, Staff Sergeant, and he just walks away, and we're like, holy fuck, dude, he could have just taken our careers away from us, dude. But instead, he was like, give me some, which made it, to be honest, be like, I'm human, just like you, bro. I was in your shoes. I could be a dick, but I'm a cool fucking leader. And unfortunately, he passed either earlier this year or late last year. And that was one of those, I was on my phone on Facebook, and I was, whatever, using the restroom in the morning. And when I found out that he passed, I literally freaking sobbed at the top of my lungs because I was on deployment with him. I got blown up with him and all that shit. It was great. But yeah, Staff Sergeant Richard Hart, this to you, man.
To Hart.
There's a few that come to mind, but to harp on my story, I was telling earlier about that rough day of listening to our team step on ID. One of the first responders was a CAT team, and the vehicle commander of the lead vehicle, Cody Stanley, was going to pick them up. They hit an IED. He gets out, steps on an IED, immediate KIA. And I'll give this drink to Cody Stanley. It actually happened coming up October 28th, 2009 is when this happened. And yeah, I listened to that over the radio as well. Really rough day, but he was going to save the guys in my team and unfortunately didn't make it. But this is to Cody Stanley.
Cheers.
Cody,
Cheers.
Hell yeah.
He would have drinking that, but not with the water in it. He was a good dude from East Texas, actually.
I was going to do Smosh as well. I was trying to get him on this show. I remember I met him at Triple Canopy.
Yep.
He was, I think, an instructor when I first came in.
That's where I met him. I
Really?
knew that Smosh. I didn't know his name, but I know the name Smosh, the call
Yeah.
sign Smosh.
Yeah.
And I think that's where I knew him from.
Well, he was
Triple
running
Canopy.
it over
Yeah,
there
he
when
was
we
our
were in
PM
when
when
we
I
were in
left.
Baghdad.
What year was that?
17?
17, he was
17?
running it. So yeah, I'm like in the chow hall getting one of those fake DoubleTree cookies that are so good in Baghdad.
The macadamia nut ones?
Yeah.
Those
And
are
I
so
hear
good.
this
It's like cookie dough.
yo, Mick, and I turn and it's Zach, and I'm like, oh shit. And then I like walk around and see Josh, and he's like got the tie on and everything, you know, and I'm like,
What
who-
the fuck?
What the fuck is this
Uh-huh.
motherfucker trying to do? And you're like, dude, that's like the PM in country, man. And I was like,
I remember when he got
holy
promoted to that,
shit.
I was like, hey, man, I just got to tell you, this isn't going to last very long, but I mean that in the best possible way. And he's like, what do you mean? I was like, there's no fucking way you're going to stay the PM. He's like, why not? I was like, because you're not a piece of shit.
I
was
think
like,
he quit like what 4
oh
months
yeah, he
after I
didn't,
left.
he didn't make it to the end of the year.
Yeah,
I was
like
there's no way.
I remember I left and I got home and like 2 months later he was like, hey, what's up, little buddy? I was like, what are you doing? He's like, oh, I quit.
Yeah,
I was like, ah.
they were so shady. The company was just,
It was.
they were fucked up.
Triple Canopy?
Mm-hmm. And they thought they could hire like one of the guys to like be,
Yeah.
to manage us.
Yeah.
And it turned out he's like, yeah, I'm not doing that shit. to
Well, yeah,
these
he's
guys.
the
Like,
absolute wrong guy for that.
for sure.
Um,
That's what I told him. I was like, bro, this ain't gonna work out. Good luck though. And yeah, he was a great guy.
One of the best, man.
sure.
Absolutely.
And he just, cancer got him?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Lung
About 11
cancer.
months ago. Yeah, he had it, beat it. And then about a year later, man, it just was back everywhere. And, you know, I was fortunate, man. I flew out to what they call the maneuver conference at Fort Benning, Georgia. And one of my buddies was like, look, man, he's bad. He's in this hospital in North Carolina. And so I landed, dude, and I drove straight to him. It was like 6 hours or some shit like that. Or no, Fort Campbell, Tennessee, sorry. But I drove, hung out with him, snuck a couple beers in there, man. This was right before they like overdosed him on, like, you know, where they put him on so much morphine they can't think.
Right.
Talked about that night we got arrested and shit, PG-13 style, because his like girl was there. And then I drove back, did my meeting, and I had to fly back from my daughter's daddy-daughter day, and I can't miss those anymore, man.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget it, man. I landed in San Antonio. I'm like in a good mood, right? Like I got to see him. He seemed like, well, you know, like, of course, I'm going to beat this shit. You know, everybody's like, yeah, you know, I think you want to believe that, right? And, you know, I got signal, getting all my messages and shit. And then I remember, you know, like you walk through the, like in a, whatever you call that little thing, the gangway or whatever.
Terminal or the...
Like where you're going up into the terminal from
flight,
the,
yeah,
you know, the little walkway. And I got a text from one of my buddies, Bretsky, and he was like, hey, man, Josh passed. He just passed. But, you know, it was awesome, man, because, you know, a bunch of the dudes from Platoon made it out. You know, it just shows you how strong the bond is, man.
Yeah.
He's at some hospital in the middle of nowhere, Tennessee, man, and dudes are flying in from all over the country just to, you know, give him a hug and be, you know, what greater honor, man, than
that's what
being
I took
surrounded
from
by
the
your
Marines.
friends.
Yeah,
when
the
you-
presence, man.
That's
you know.
the community, the brotherhood, the experience, all of that is really where the value in the long term is for me.
Oh, dude.
Like, I wish I could find a way to give that to my kid without all the other shit.
No, man, he's got to have the trauma
I
bonding.
know.
Yeah.
It's trauma bonding, man. Like come
It
on,
really
man.
is,
You know,
dude.
like I
It
mean,
fucking
it's
is.
Dude, if my kid wants to join, it'll be to your point. Now I understand. I used to never get it when people, oh, my son's not going to join the military. Now it's like, when you have a son, you're like, fuck, I don't want you to like experience some of these things that will fuck you up. But also, if you want to go,
I think the only thing you can do is try to like give him the
What we didn't
full
have, dude.
expectation.
Yeah.
Like, because
there's
I
a
think
reason we all fucking went.
so
you
much
know?
of
Like,
the moral injury that I think I walked away with was walking in and expecting this fucking brotherhood where I will die for you and you will die for me, and then having to fight with my command to survive the fucking deployment. Like that I had no comprehension that was going to be a battle.
Yeah.
And
Me
why
too.
I was like, fuck
I didn't
this. Like,
have it.
I don't want to be hired in a staff
but you're still
NCO.
tight with those dudes, though. You know, I mean, that
At
brotherhood.
the team level, 100%.
Yeah, but I mean,
It's the staff and higher level that I didn't see the brotherhood like I did because we were suffering. They weren't suffering the same. Maybe
That's what they didn't
Maybe that's what
experience
it
the
is.
same
I don't
trauma
know.
bonding we experienced.
Well,
bro.
right? Yeah,
you know,
sure.
But in their defense, man, I'll tell you, I think they have a different type of trauma though too. Maybe not all of them, right? Like I'm not talking.
Well, the ones that figure it out maybe do.
But you know, the commanders who are truly genuine, man. I mean,
And they were there
to
for sure.
watch
Yeah.
those dudes on a day where you lose like 4 or 5 guys, man. Like
Yeah.
if they're real, man. I mean, those dudes. You know, for us, it's like unless you're friends with those dudes, you're like, man, that sucks, but you're not like fucked up from it. You know, you're just like, all right, man, I'll go get another knock and even the score. But, you know, you lose somebody from your platoon, of course, it's different. But to those dudes that truly care,
Yeah.
again, like, you know, I remember watching Mike Manning fucking, you know, just on his knees over one of the dudes, man. That ain't fake, man. That's
Yeah.
real. And those guys got to carry that shit forever, man. And they got to carry all of them, you know? So, I mean,
Yeah.
it's easy. It's always easy to be like, man, fuck the man, right? But like when the man's a good man, like they carry that shit, man. And in a big way, man, you know,
It's not a burden I'd want.
neither would I, man. And that's why they call it the burden of command, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
clearly from our conversations, you're never going to be popular, right? But I do think it's important, you know, like people got to know some of those dudes are legit, you know,
100%, dude.
and those guys that are legit, man, they carry that shit on their sleeve on their heart and every day when they fucking look themselves in the mirror, man. And, Colonel Kaiser coming with us this week. That dude ain't got to do that shit, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm sure he misses it too. Like they get out and miss the community and miss the camaraderie
100%,
and miss all that stuff.
But, I think you'd be hard
It'd be
pressed.
hard to show your face, right?
I think you'd be hard pressed if you were a shitty commander to show up at a funeral.
Oh yeah, you wouldn't.
And you wouldn't, right? And so I think that speaks volumes of the type, again, like I said, I was lucky, man. I had...
Same. I was lucky as well.
I think I had two of the best combat commanders I've ever seen or heard of, man. And until somebody proves me otherwise, I'll just tell them to suck a dick, but, people got to, they're not all bad. Right?
I'm glad to hear that.
There was definitely horror stories,
You know,
because they were all floating
I'll
around,
tell you, man,
about the leadership.
Yeah.
Sergeants majors, they're the easiest ones to hate, right? And my sergeant major had to put his team leader's son on the fucking bird, man. So when he was in recon, his team leader, Sergeant Major Tom, his son ended up in our battalion. And he was a double or a triple amputee. He was fucked up. And Jeff had to put it, he knew this kid since he was a baby, man.
What was his name?
Tom. Last name Tom.
Okay, never mind.
But Sergeant Major Tom is like a legend in the recon community. But Jeff Cullen helped put this kid on the bird that he had known since birth, right? Like,
That's rough.
They're not all fucking bad, man.
Yeah,
And some of them are actually beyond better than all of us, right?
100%.
It just sucks that so many of them are selfish, right? But that's, with power comes a choice, right?
Yeah.
To serve or be served, man. And again, I was fortunate to have Jeff Cullen, Giles Kaiser, Mike Manning.
What would you tell
like
those
that.
guys that are in there now, that are facing going to Ukraine or Israel or wherever the hell else we're going to go fight next?
Africa. That's my pick.
How do they stay grounded to not be a piece of shit? To be aware of
Just a good leader.
to survive
Well, I
it
think
and look back and be prideful and be able to show up at their unit with pride and not be
It's
ashamed.
called service for a reason, right? Service means to serve others,
What's best
right?
for your guys, yeah.
And I always tell everybody, man, the more you get, the more you owe. And loyalty should always run like a river, man, downstream.
Yeah.
Because the dude in Washington doesn't care.
Right.
The dude in the Pentagon doesn't care. There's a great special on like Prime right now about Afghanistan, right? Where they're all the messages about like we're losing the war, nothing's working, blah blah blah, right? Like they all fucking lie.
Mm-hmm.
But at the tactical level, which I think is what we all lived and what's important, is that lieutenant colonel and below, man. It's like don't forget where your fucking loyalty is, man. It's to the men.
Yeah.
They're not your men, right? Like you don't fucking own those people, but you work for that Lance Corporal, man. Like he's the most prized possession on the planet, man.
Like the perception is flipped. Like you're in charge, the burden is on you.
100%.
It's not the privilege is with you.
You owe
it's
them.
The burden is on you.
You owe them.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, right? I mean, and
A lot of guys that doesn't click.
But you only see one or the other, right? It's either the dude that's deathly loyal to his Marines, or he demands that they're like kind of like his, right? I used to always tell lieutenants when I was a battalion gunner, like, hey, my men. And I'm like, they ain't your motherfucking men, dude. You're theirs. They own your ass, bro. You owe them. They're not yours. They're property of the United States of America, man, and to the taxpayer. You owe them fucking everything, man. They're not yours. They're the men, no doubt, but they ain't your men. You're theirs.
I like that.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Thank you guys for doing this.
Yeah.
And
Happy birthday to
happy
the Marine
fucking
Corps,
birthday.
bro.
Yeah, happy
Corps, dude.
250th, man.
yeah. Cheers.
Y'all going any balls?
I've been invited to one in San Antonio, I think, but I only went to one when I was in. Like
Dude, you should go.
I don't have a uniform or.
Well, why would you wear a uniform? I wear a tuxedo. They're way more comfortable
Yeah.
with Chuck Taylors.
Are you going to the one in San Antonio?
No, Millie's going with a couple of her girlfriends, though, because it's like a girls' night.
I've never been to the one in San Antonio.
It's actually, I will tell you, man, that's one of the
Guest
best.
speaker last year.
If you go to the 4th Recon Ball in San Antonio,
Cool.
That's one of the best balls you'll do, man.
Do you need to be with Recon to do
No.
that? Or
No,
just-
at all.
You want a
Any
ticket?
Marines?
I know the first sergeant selling them, bro.
I'm more of like
Oh,
a
yeah,
sit
that's so
around the
funny.
fire with 5 or 6 than a go to the ball with 400.
What I'm going to do
Like,
that weekend is I'm going to go over to another bro's house. I'm going to
Yeah.
bring a cake and we're going to fucking chill out and watch his
There
daughter.
you go. There you go.
And probably smoke some cigars,
Nice.
while
I'm gonna
Millie
go to the
does
one.
whatever.
I'm going to the one in Yuma.
Ooh,
Okay.
What did you do wrong? Are you on like work release for that or?
They want me to be a guest speaker.
All right,
Cool,
So-
man.
fucking A.
What's going on with your thing? Like you're doing comedy now. Like we got a couple minutes. Plug it. Where could people find you?
At Justin Governale on all my socials other than YouTube and TikTok is JJ Governale. And I mean, yeah, man, I'm grinding. I'm doing comedy. I'm doing the pod stuff. I'm starting to do
You're a new
public
dad.
speaking. I'm a new dad, which is funny because you start reprioritizing. Like I got offered a gig this weekend in South Padre Island, right? They're like, hey, bro, you'll make like $300. It's not a lot, but in comedy, the first couple of years, you don't make a lot. Sometimes you get paid $1,000 or $3,000 if it's like a higher scale gig that you travel for. But these like lower end gigs, you got to do them. You got to knock them out. But now I'm a dad and I'm working and I'm kind of like, dude, I'm not driving fucking 10 hours round trip plus wait time for 300 fucking, but no. And then I'm thinking to myself like, oh, but then I can get more shows in South Texas. And I'm like, it's not that I don't have a love for these cities, but so you want me to drive now to Brownsville or McAllen, which again, they need their comedy and I'm all about it, but for the right price.
And with
Right.
your hybrid car, I mean, you're
Bro,
still
you-
banking
dude,
money. You're
fucking-
taking
it's a
like
sport,
250
bro.
home.
It's a
I know
sport.
it's a sport, but I'm just saying it's
got a
efficient.
sunroof.
Damn,
Yeah.
sunroof.
Yeah, it's got a sunroof.
Yeah, it's got a sunroof.
I'm going to plug something real quick. I own Center Mass Fabrications in San Antonio. It's a custom firearm shop. But we do a raffle every year. It's called the 10-4 Charity Raffle. One of the charities we support is actually the Scout Sniper Association. We donate, a percentage of the proceeds to the Scout Sniper Association. There's the Independence Fund. And there's like 3 or 4 other charities that we donate to for this. It's a year-long raffle. Basically, we raffle off 1 gun a week, right? And we use the Texas 2-step lottery system, so there's no cheating. So that's where your numbers come
You're
from.
not cheating, you're not trying.
Correct,
Okay,
but
yes.
we don't cheat here.
Yes, you don't get caught.
But yeah, and then a percentage goes to each of these charities. It's a big income driver for the business. All I have is veterans that work for me. Veteran owned and
I
operated.
bought a lot of guns from him.
He's bought a lot of guns. The raffle sale is live. It's gonna be live, and this is for all of 2026. You buy 1 ticket, it's good all year, so you can win multiple times, which we've had people do. But your ticket's not just good for 1 drawing; it's good for the whole year. Right now, I think we have a promo code. You buy 4, you get 1 free. But it's for a good cause, and it supports the business and supports veterans. So please, centermass.com, SINNERMASS, and you'll see 10-4 Charity Raffle at the top on the tab. Go ahead and get you one, son.
Damn, it's like you
Nice.
rehearsed that.
That was right off the top, baby. Well, this is 7th annual, bro. So I've probably
All
said
right.
it a few
Yeah,
times.
yeah,
You know,
that sounds like
7th annual. I didn't say
You've done
it,
that
that's
elevator
yeah.
pitch. I like it.
It's good though, man. It's fun, and yeah, you actually get cool. We don't just raffle off fucking pink Rugers and shit. They're actually legit firearms. So
Tiffany blue.
I'd
I
like
mean,
to,
if you want, you can just say, "Hey, I want this
Oh,
gun to be this."
shit.
Once I get it, so you
Okay.
can-
get
get
make
it
sure my
customized
wife
as
doesn't
well.
hear that. She'll want one.
But yeah,
What about you, Mike? You got anything?
I'll plug the RSF Recon Sniper Foundation. As we're getting older, more guys are having more problems,
Mhm.
and another thing that's happening is these Gold Star kids are coming of age. A lot of these kids that were 2 in the womb, whatever.
Yeah.
And sending these kids to college, getting guys help or gals help that need help. It's called the Recon Sniper Foundation, but they help all veterans. From what I've seen, I think they're the best one out there. But I'll say this just in general, instead of buying, the extra, Whataburger or whatever, give a little money to a veteran organization that's vetted, because money's getting tight with the economy.
yeah,
and they-
resources are dwindling.
And there's a
sure.
lot of people out there that are out now that the war's over, but they're dealing with their own stuff, and taking care of these Gold Star kids and taking care of these veterans is a big thing that I think we need to stay on top of and point as many of them towards success that we can.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I agree.
That's my shameless plug.
Yeah.
No,
I
I agree.
Recon Sniper Foundation. You can Google it.
Hell yeah.
Donate.
Hell yeah. Thanks, guys.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
man.
Hell yeah. Stay zero.
Happy birthday, Marine Corps.
Happy 250th.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.